All right. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you guys can hear me.
Are
Is
we
that echoing?
live?
We are live.
Awesome. Let me get over there so I can get the chat up. There we go. I got the video paused, but I have the chat there. Hi guys. Hey Bubba, how you doing?
What up, Bubba? We're gonna be talking some 7 days today.
Oh
Mm.
man, I cannot wait for this patch to drop, man. I got to get my 7 days fix.
Monkey. We also need to check out some of the new Diablo 4 updates. I don't know if you've been keeping up with them, but I've been
I
keeping up with.
have.
Okay, so we should do some discussion on that too.
Sure.
Just because like some of the changes, dude, like it is becoming really obvious that these people this time, like Blizzard for whatever reason, has taken into account every complaint or issue that players have had, and they're genuinely going out of their way to make sure they address them, which is a little
Yeah.
shocking.
I don't know if you saw it, but there was a discussion among them. They're like, look, this is not an MMO ARPG. This is just it's an ARPG. It might have a couple of MMO kind of things in it.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to hear from them. I want
Oh
an
yeah.
ARPG, not a MMO ARPG.
Also too, I liked when they address PvP. They're just like, we letting you know right now that the PvP area is not designed to be fair.
Right.
They're like, it is a no holds barred murder zone. Like that's it. There's so if you're expecting all the classes to be like equally balanced and everybody to be forced into the same playing field and have to follow certain rules to keep it fair for everyone, it's like no, it is a zone you go into to kill other players, and that's what it's made for. Like
Right.
that's it.
Hopefully they learned from WoW, because what one of the biggest problems WoW had is that PvP was never supposed to be it. It was a tack on.
Yeah.
And then they started trying to make everything equal in PvP, which screwed up the PvE. So hopefully they learn.
Well, they came. I think that's why they came forward and said that right out the gate. They're just like, just to any notions that this is gonna be a repeat of what happened before, let them go now because it's not happening. What up, Gov? Welcome to the stream.
Gov, Gov Pancakes with a rate of 4. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah. We're talking 7 days to die, Alpha 21. We in here, y'all. What's up? Hey, Gov,
Now,
are you down to play some Monster Hunter later on today? I've been wanting to play.
now,
Kind
as
of
we
got a
watch
reason
this,
to.
can I just point out the guy in the middle steps all over the other two constantly?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so
Um,
annoying.
there's a lot of times where Lathan has to constantly tell them like to relax because they're like tell him to do something, and he'll be doing it, and they'll be like, Dude, it's the thing over there." And he's like, "Shut! Like I know what I'm doing. Like calm down. Like let
Well,
me
they
do
had a
it."
little bit of a lag between what he was doing and what they could see, which made it worse.
Yeah. So it was just like I'm like these dudes, man, and also too like they're very proficient at making it seem like they don't know how to play their own game, which is
I
funny.
feel like they don't know how to play their own game.
It's hilarious watching them play because I'm like, y'all made it, and I swear to God, watching y'all is like watching noobs play.
All right, you let me know when you want to start the stream here, and I'll hit the button.
Yeah, let's get it going.
All right.
Let's see what we see
Welcome,
on the
everybody, to our first A21 dev stream. I'm joined tonight. Rick and Joel are with me, the two co-founders
Pause it
of
real quick,
TFT.
Monk.
We're going to be talking about.
Yep.
How's the audio, chat?
Oh, good call.
Before we go any further, can you guys hear that? Okay. What's up, Retro? Thank you for the sub.
You know,
Appreciate it.
I've been watching these guys and paying attention to this game for a long time. I didn't realize Rick and Joel were brothers.
Are they? I didn't know that either.
They both have the same last name, brothers or cousins or something like that. That's a pretty unique last name. It's not like Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, how's sound?
Yeah, how's it sound? If nobody says anything, we'll assume that it's fine. So You can go ahead and we could probably skip the initial like them trying to get shit together stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm just not sure where they act. Okay, Bubba says sound seems fine.
Yeah, just
Um,
skip forward a little bit until they actually start talking about stuff. Just hit play every now and then to see what they're talking about at the moment.
New workstations that look amazing. Some of you might have seen those on Twitter already. New land claim looks great. End of POI hero reward loot containers.
I mean, right here he's talking about the new stuff. You want to just go from here?
Yeah, let's go.
For the record, guys, we are watching on 1.5 just because it's a 2.5 hour stream.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do this. Again, let me know when you want me to pause.
Rideable storage boxes might be coming that are overhauled and new that look really cool for sort of the progression of wood, iron, and steel.
Player.
What's that?
He was talking about storage boxes.
Yeah, I just want to point out here, this is one thing that does annoy me about it. I'm glad that they're doing some artwork and stuff, but I would much rather them be doing the back end stuff. If they're going to give us raiding or bandits, give us bandits. Stop worrying so much about changing things that are already there.
Yeah, I get that.
Storage.
Yeah.
Hey, did we say we wanted to go to Trader Rec? Is that who you want to see?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So
Sorry, keep going, and I'm gonna click over.
This new trader looks awesome.
So again,
yeah, the new trader bases.
Art delivery this was.
My only question, and maybe they talk about it, is why did they make them so big? It's not like you can do a lot of stuff in there anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if like the plan was to, because I know they were saying they were making more searchables and stuff there, like things that you can loot. Like there's a lot more stuff to loot in there. And they also just wanted to make them seem more relevant to the trader.
And that's cool, but if they give us more stuff to loot, I hope they make it like it resets like the rest of the loot does. Otherwise, okay, I got
Does it not in the trader places? I can't remember.
No, it does
No?
not. Nope.
Huh. Okay.
Kudos to the entire 7 Days Art team. Justin Hung, Noe, Joey, Keanu. Am I missing some of the environment artists there? the character artists have been busy too, but they're on some other stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna click over now so that
if I missed it, I missed the environment art guy, then apologies there.
This is the new
Young House.
trader.
I'm gonna forget him. He's
yeah, this is what Rec? Trader Rec.
Yeah. Can I just say I really like the double doors? I know it's just kind of we haven't had double doors since what 16.
Yeah, they added sliding doors and stuff too. Did you see like the elevator doors and all that stuff?
Yeah, and we will get to those in just a little while. I've missed double doors.
So this is a new Trader Rec that has a chain link fence. I think is new from this build.
An all new.
There's also something else with the doors we will talk about that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Surrounding walls too. We got
Oh,
new,
when we get there.
Yeah, look at that concertina wire at the top.
Yeah. So trader compounds have a new model.
And I don't know if they say, but I want us to be allowed to get that wire at the top.
The barbed wire?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
It would be great for some of the builds, though.
Yeah, but they're not bringing barbed wire back.
They're made out of junk. They're pretty fantastic.
So they're bigger. As you can see, there's a teleport, or I mean a helipad that has an Alpha 22 kind of feature involved with it. We won't talk about too much tonight. But lots of new signage, bigger compounds. It feels more aligned with the RPG that 7 Days to Die is.
We've also, improved the trader inventories, so they're more specialized.
Pause it real quick. I like that Rect is supposed to be like the farmer, yet he's the one who gets the helipad.
Right?
How many farmers have helicopters?
Well, it depends on the farm, I guess. I'm a little bit apprehensive because they said, the traders are more specialized. So like Jen is supposed to be your healer and stuff. They were supposed to have done that already.
Yeah, that's what they were supposed to have done already. Did you notice? Well, they mentioned this kind of briefly, I think like part way through, but I noticed immediately when they were checking the inventory and stuff, they got rid of the special stat. I mean, the secret stash.
Yes. I saw that in I think a forum post.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do we want to talk about that while
What was that?
Nothing. That was nothing.
we're here?
That's coming up a little bit later.
Yeah, I think we're going. I don't want to spoil too much. Yeah,
We
we'll
could
cover
mention
it
it.
later.
So, you know, like look at that sign behind right there. He's got beer bottles. He's got a like an old tools sign with a
No
with a girl on
horseshoes.
it.
Horseshoes.
Right.
Custom signs. You know, the
I
sign behind
had
it,
an
and you
animal
can
for
harvest
some
those. You
reason.
get various seeds too. They're pretty cool.
you see some of the new lighting signs.
I'm calling
It's-
bullshit on the fresh
You know,
bread
we dived
claim.
into
Yeah, I haven't seen wheat in this game anywhere.
And even if it is, I wouldn't trust anything he baking.
the background of what Trader Rec, what his compound is, what his personality is, and wanted to make the location befitting of
I mean,
who he is.
it's
and what
a
he
nice
specializes
location,
in.
but
So you can see that he's
how
a
much of it
guy
is
who likes farming and he likes alcohol,
how much of it matters?
and he's sassy as always.
Sassy. I think it's worse than sassy.
But yeah,
He's an asshole.
Extra sassy and saucy and Alpha
Yeah.
with the new VO.
That's right.
Does everybody feel like Trader Reg is only
You
sassy?
can call him an asshole all you
No.
want, but that man's got 10,000 health.
That's true. He is an asshole, though. He's still not as bad as that one guy. Drop your guns or drop your drawers.
There were like Minnie Mouse fields there. That was what their clothes. That's what I federated. Sorry, my wife.
I think Trader Rec always
No, you're good, man. You want me to?
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Okay, we're good.
it was my alter ego. If I could be myself and around everybody, that's what I would be. But I'm a lot nicer than that, you know. Though usually,
He's kind of inspired from my old boss.
Sparky, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We used to tell stories about Sparky.
A real life character. It's just like that guy.
I do like that the bases are more
Only Rex
thematic,
language
though.
is cleaner, I think.
I do, but again, like right now, if you look at that, right there where the wood is on the right side,
Mhm.
if zombies are beating on that, there's no real way to kill them. All of the other bases, until Wrecked comes in, there's some way to kill zombies from up above.
Oh, you mean like the ones that are just being annoying outside?
Yeah, you can either come down and shoot them or shoot them from up top. That's probably going to prove annoying.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's a lot nicer.
So keep that in mind, everybody.
So look at there's a tractor behind you over there. That's
Yeah, new
Yeah.
tractor
Oh,
model.
that's right. Yeah.
go back. Look at that. Look at that. Solar
Yeah.
farms. There's a propane tank next to it.
No, you can't drive the tractors before anybody asks.
You know the green
You
acres
knew
patch
somebody
was
was
coming
gonna
in
ask that.
27.
Oh, yeah. Somebody probably
But
still asked.
Along
You
with
knew that was
capable-
coming.
I do
along
wanna
with
drive
capable
that
cows and,
tractor.
chocolate milk.
Yeah,
They believe
that'd
you
be
when you
cool.
say this stuff. I mean, the chocolate milk recipe probably is real, but the rest of it's bullshit.
You remember, pause it, Monkey. You remember on you play San Andreas, right?
Sure, yeah.
Remember when you could go to the farms and they had that what is it? What are those things called? It's like it's got the little spiral blades on the front of it, and you're going through the fields or whatever, and you can like run
Oh.
people over, and the chunks will come out the outside, the other side.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forget what it's called. Isn't there a mission where you have to kill somebody with that?
Yeah, they need to put one of those in 7 days. That'll be great.
Like some kind of Reaper or something. I forget what it's called. Yeah.
Shooting out zombie chunks on the back.
Yeah. So they use the hay bed.
I just parked that in front of my base on Horde Night and jump in there and wait.
Hell yeah.
Hills there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you know, it's just a ton of art. We got a lot of POIs to talk
Oh,
about
there's-
too.
Well, those look
You
familiar.
see that new workbench is
Oh yeah, those are
sweet.
beautiful. New
Forge.
Yeah.
There's the destroyed versions and the
That's-
pristine.
I think the new forge looks good. I'm just
The original look
Uh-oh.
different. The
you know, now it takes up 2 spots instead of 1.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
don't
like
they say, isn't this just for the traders? Hang on,
The
I
new-
think he says that. Hang on.
awesome.
We'll talk about that part later too. Man, we're all
Yeah.
sorts of spoilers on this one.
So there's too much art to show off in one sitting, and we're going to have another dev stream with art.
Okay, if you did say it, we
Yeah.
missed it.
But as you can see, you know, at a high level, that you know, we take a lot of care to try to make the traders put enough attention to, because as much time as you spend there in trader progression and sales progression and a lot of other stuff we talked about tonight.
Yeah, everybody, just one quick note: we're going to be answering questions at the end. So spamming the questions right now is we're not going to be able to answer. We're trying
Yeah.
to.
So
Save us later.
Don't worry, we're
so,
going to have time for it.
okay, so now let's get into load up the level editor and you know, all the doors have been redone, and I'll let Joel talk about those a little bit. And
Oh, I don't think they knew the menu was different.
yeah, there's a new menu
Oh,
that's been-
yeah, he's about to talk about something I thought was a really good change.
Nicer.
if they're about to do what I think they're about to do.
I think
to-
I know what you're talking about. I think it's next time.
If they're going to Door World, is that where he's going now?
So all the doors in the game,
Yeah.
you know, I got a facelift, and we put new ones in, and we even have double doors now. And then, you know, what I'm really excited about is as the doors take damage, you know, a hole emerges, it gets bigger and bigger. And
He just said it right there.
Mm-hmm.
That they put holes in the doors, and he'll get to it in a second. But what before, if there was a hole in the door and you shot the door, you couldn't hit the zombies. Now you
Yeah.
can.
You still hit the door. And like I was telling people before, that doesn't sound like something that would be like, oh, this is you know, who cares? Like, what does that change? And I'm like, it changes quite a bit, actually.
It does, because the next zombie's not breaking through compared to, well, we've seen how that happens.
You're also not helping the zombies breach your base.
Yeah.
You wanted me?
you can
Yeah.
shoot zombies through the holes, and they can, you know, enemies can shoot you through the holes, et cetera, et cetera. So
The
you
holes
can melee through the hole.
Hey,
Got
guys, do you
a lot
want me
of-
to hold on? Do you want me to play test?
That was the
So that
part
they
I
can
was
see it in
you don't-
action?
you don't
really
have to play
happy
just-
about, that you can melee through the holes, because we melee
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And they show it too. They'll show it exactly what they
Just give
mean.
them a quick overview of how many doors we have.
We get our prison doors back, Satsu.
Yeah, prison doors are nice.
I'm so happy.
And styles of doors and big drop doors with switches, and you know, there's it's
Prison doors, new
commercial doors.
I do think they
It
spend
looks
a
like-
little too much
closet doors,
time talking about the doors.
Yeah, what seems nice is it looks like they've created a double door variant for every door,
Yes.
which is cool.
And some of them have 2 or 3 variants. Like if you look on what we're looking at right now, on the
Mhm.
left you have the cream colored door, and then you have the double door, and then you have a single door with the glass around it. They really made it a builder's paradise.
Although those doors are really awkward though, because you see, they take up the one door in the middle takes up 1 block, but the 2 blocks on the side are the 2 parts on the side are like 2 half blocks on each side. With placing
No,
those
and
is going
I
to be
hear
a
you,
little
but that-
awkward.
It still should take up a full 2 blocks. If
Yeah.
you look at how it's positioned, it is still 2 full blocks. Like I said, this is mostly for builders.
Right.
This is, I want to make my house as pretty as possible. I want it to look like this. We've really had kind of a bad situation with that, where we don't have much to choose from.
hmm You probably have to put like half blocks on the sides just to make sure there's no gap. The only reason I'm
Oh.
mentioning that is because you see the actual double door. Look at the grid lines on the ground.
Sure.
Yeah, you see the actual double door. It aligns with the 2 squares. Like it's perfectly within the game's limitation of what a square is. But if you look at the other one, the middle door is centered in the middle, but the other 2 parts on the side are taking up half of 2 squares. So if you think about how the build system in the game works, that's going to leave a gap.
And yeah, and I don't know how you would even fix that with the building unless they let us build on half blocks now.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Like, how is that going to be rectified? Because that seems like that'll be an issue. But we'll see.
way better. There's wardrobes that
Yeah,
open
that's
up.
right.
Oh, fuck. You know, I just wouldn't use those doors. Because if you look, they have the one that is centered properly right there, the blue one.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you'd want the off-centered one.
I mean, maybe there's a reason. I just can't think of it right now.
I don't want to go back. Do we have one that we can see here? Kind of. It comes right up to the block in front of it. So if you had half block stacked in front of it or
Mhm.
behind it, no, yeah, either one. I'm not sure which block that takes up front and back, you know, but you should have one side of that where you could put like half blocks and build like an entranceway.
Right.
So that's the only way I could see you doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
So
crazy.
I like the overhead doors myself. You can, for like
What's that over here?
PvP, you can put all your loot in there and then put an overhead garage door. They're kind of small, like a different size.
Oh, I like the little garage door. That's
Roll-
nice.
oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
the
not the
shutters.
garage, little fence post door.
The little purple one they showed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I saw that last
There's a
time.
roll-
There's a
uh,
wardrobe that
Well, there's so many.
Yeah.
It's interactive and opens up too. That has room for loot.
Oh, yeah, these are my favorite here. These roll-ups.
I
What's
love
up,
rolling
Ingrid?
doors.
A lot of those.
They're just not strong enough for my taste.
Also, too, there's no way to initiate combat with them. Like it's either open or it's closed.
Yeah.
Been wired with a big oversized sort of electrical switch behind them, so when you can open them up to access areas of levels or open them up to get out of a level. A lot of the levels have sort of a
I like
hey,
those
played this
doors.
location, now I want to get
Yes,
out.
the
I don't know how to find my
sliders.
way through, and there's
Mhm.
Yeah.
a handy exit in a lot of them.
Yeah.
So the destruction, the hole's kind of designed to kind of be in an area where you can see the zombie face and he can see you, and they can.
I'm curious about the elevator doors. Are we gonna have working elevators now, or is that
That's what I
just
thought
for-
too. That was my first thought. Is like, wait a minute, are we getting actual working elevators? I doubt it though.
Probably not. But it does
Mm-hmm.
fix a lot of things because there's a lot of buildings you go into and there's elevators, but you got to beat the door down.
Right.
Melee through it. You can melee through it. You can shoot through it.
Elevators, yeah, those are amazing.
And
That's a hole through one, Lathan, so they can kind of see the destruction.
Why don't I get something? Just
Just
Get
Oh,
an axe.
no,
you
it's gonna take too long.
freak.
Fire axes should be.
I thought it was hilarious. He started punching the door. I'm like, really?
Only 5
Yeah.
skill ups you can get.
And then he breaks too much of it.
There
So if there was a
Mhm.
zombie over there, we could hit it through there.
Right. So you have to target the intact pieces to finish chopping the door down.
you might have like gone 2
Oh,
stages.
that's
that last bit on
awesome.
that.
Yeah,
I
I think
can't
it's a couple
wait for
stages.
that.
There's a little bit
Yeah,
smaller hole.
that's
but
really
top
nice.
generally in them, and, yeah. So hey, everybody's as you can see, doors are important. There's 1,000 doors in this game, and or whatever, 600 locations that some of them have, skyscrapers with all kinds of doors. And
Well, with double doors, you can now build a non-odd shape.
Oh,
base,
those
so
are
you
the
can build a
wardrobe
side by
doors
side
they
with
were talking about.
Yep.
Always thought my door could be centered. One
You make like a secret hideaway.
Like I said, a lot of this is just builder's paradise, man. Just to make
Mhm.
your base look however you actually want it to look.
And,
Oh.
and have a centered door, double door in it.
And the
So
guys have been propagating all the new art into the locations, and then taking
Alpha 21
locations
come
that
out. I might have to
Alpha 18,
update the RPD.
Oh, you might have to, yeah.
19 quality and redoing those, and etc. So that's a good segue.
That looks like a
into
wood garage
our
door with
next,
7,000
topic,
health.
locations.
Yeah.
Lathan, if you load
I'll
up
take
the
it.
Navis game.
Okay.
So the we don't want to steal everybody's thunder here, but the level designers have been super busy. There's like 100 brand new POIs, and almost every POI in the game has been
More POIs always make me happy. That's what I like to hear. New POIs, I'm
Dude.
excited about.
The last time I played, I ran into POIs I'd never seen before.
Yeah, if you because like when you do random gen, chances of you seeing all the available POIs are pretty slim. But if you ever go to Navsgate, every time they do a new update, you're bound to find all kinds of new stuff.
Yeah, because they put most of them in there. But they do talk about the POI situation here in a little bit.
art, new shapes. I mean, there's a ton of new shapes too. So there's new kind of like architectural shapes along with all these new
Hey,
art
Nighthawk.
props.
Hey,
Lathan,
guys.
You want to go to Prison 01, I guess it is. So I don't know if you can find
Yeah.
that area.
Okay.
So with all this POIs, there's a bunch of like notable tier 5s that they've been updated or new.
Look at this new prison,
I'll
dude.
show you here like
This new prison is
tier
awesome.
5.
Hell yeah.
It's a very it's not for the you better be leveled up.
His
you better
playthrough of
have
it is
a few arms
not.
to the teeth, and
No,
and
no.
friend with you when you play it.
Do you see how many
POIs
zombies
have
were in
a
there,
name
dude?
Now, so when you get close to them, it kind of tells you, like, you can see here you're
Yeah, this
So
place.
let's
Real quick, before we go on, what do you think of that meter up in the upper right?
I actually kind of like it.
I'm not sure, guys. What that is it tells you how dangerous the area is,
Mhm.
and I don't know. It's a little game breaking and taking you out of the game, but I also like the idea, especially after seeing this prison, of giving us a heads up. Hey, this is a really hard area.
And it also lets you know with a visual cue that there is a modifier on top of that. So it's like this building is this hard, but it's this much harder because you're in the snow biome. You know what I mean? Like I think that's nice too, because like you'll have I think it's like 5 red skulls and then like 2.5 orange ones. That accounts for the biome difficulty too.
talk about
that's
really
the
quick what you just said here. So your navigating corrections, you can see that the red skulls on the top right represent tier 5. The orange skulls represent the biome difficulty, which modifies all POIs. And
I'm guessing the if you for 2 skulls, you'd have to be in the destroyed biome.
Yeah.
And those,
Most likely.
composite those together, add those together, sum those, you get what we've been referring to as aggregate difficulty. So that POI would be your game stage 3-5 with some modifications to the game stage based on the biome you're in. So if you encountered a house, the same location in 2 biomes, the biome would amp up one of them.
I like
So
that
there's like a
instead
garage
of
doors up to get
being
in there. I don't
basically
know
the
if you wanna do a
same.
quick kind of
Mm-hmm.
breeze
Yeah, I
through
can-
some of
You can run
a
through.
little bit of this without spoiling too much of everybody's
Hey.
thunder.
Which way do I go in?
Oh boy, I think it's the front, or you could click no clip and
Couldn't
Yeah, so-
remember how to get in the place.
Oh man, I found a way
love
in.
that.
That's cool, everybody.
so it's a big compound.
Dude, I was tripping over how many zombies were in here, man.
Our lead level designer.
It's a little bit ridiculous, and this is one of those places where we were talking about they don't know how to play their own games.
Power there, I
Mhm.
believe.
Yeah.
That's not just a
You got
problem,
all
but,
those zombies, and you are firing a
generation.
gun. What the hell is wrong
So we
with
don't want to
you?
show them all off. There's going to be a level design specific one with the guys side into. If you,
That's
location
just going to
features
wake
that they
everybody up,
But there's
and
with
it
the tools and
does.
evolution of the art. That
Yeah.
guys are more efficient with it than ever, and enormous amount of content.
All the new
There
art,
was like
lighting,
probably like
rendering,
50 zombies in this one base.
like you'll pull
Yeah.
POIs that you've done before, you'll see them, the veterans will see those and go, oh wow, this looks totally different.
So there's there's semi trucks. There's the trailer beds that the guys have enough locations to. We're playing it kind of backwards here, no clip in this, but I think there's a switch on the inside. Open that. Go through that door. Really quick. Go
Does
through
seem like
box
that
really quick.
gun
I
is a
think
little
it's probably one of the
stronger than it
switches.
used to be.
Yeah, it did seem like
Yeah,
it was doing a bit more
Yeah.
native than
I got it. I was being attacked.
Normally you'd be playing through from inside out here. This
All right, keep an eye on this shit, guys.
Look at all
Yeah,
these
see how-
fucking
how,
look at that shit, dude.
You're playing backwards.
Start triggering it, soon it up.
This is, we don't really have a formal name for a raid POI. This is that build.
Sorry, it's laggy, guys.
Well, did you hear the part that he just said? We don't have a formal name for raid POIs, and this is not one you're supposed to be doing just by yourself.
Right. Because there's tons of zombies. Like they had like I don't see an issue with playing on easy mode. The tripped out part is like
So
oh go ahead.
No, go ahead, dude.
The tripped out part is like all the zombies were like kind of bunched into one spot though. They didn't seem like strategically placed or anything. Or like you know what I mean? Like when he was walking around the corner, you'd see like 6 zombies just standing in a line waiting,
Yeah, yeah.
which was kind of weird.
anyway, I think we should load up or teleport to Trader Bob and
God damn, that's so
As
many
I was
zombies.
watching this,
graphic.
I just kept saying, "Go up the stairs. Go up the stairs."
I can make it. I can make it.
You're getting hammered.
I am.
There's got to
That's why you
be
shouldn't no clip. 40
40 or 50 zombies
That's
there.
what happens, everybody.
So
Okay, so
we've done a lot of new
And consider that he only really went through like 3 rooms.
Yeah, that wasn't even half the building.
graphic design, and there's new items such as food labels, calendars, wall art,
wait, where am I going again?
tractor
Sorry.
logo.
You're going to Trader Bob.
Yeah,
You can
go to Trader
teleport over
Bob.
there.
Trader flags redone, White River flag, liquor packaging, magazines.
I like that they gave Trader
All kinds
Bob
of
some
details, like
love
we
because
did
he
the
is
new
like the
machine
most,
and,
the
you know,
least
Brian
kind of
Made every packaging
memorable
high resolution.
trader.
And, we probably won't be able to read it in the game.
There's
but
nothing
it's
really
so
that
cool
sets
because
him
you can
apart
read
from
that
any
text.
of the others,
Just
really.
all this new lore and details that are just jam packed into it.
And his sign actually says Bob now.
Yeah.
You notice each trader has like signage. Like look at his sign.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Oh, there
You
they're
can
getting
design
into it
and
too.
It's made from parts and pieces. Like he took old stuff he had. laying
So
around
he's
the
supposed
shop,
to be a
actual
scavenger,
parts and
which
parts.
I was always confused about his base because it seemed like his base was a like a refurbished storage facility. Because they
Yeah.
had like the garages, and you open the garage, there was like a car in there, or there would be like couches and shit. And it didn't click that was like, just like storage containers for like, you're moving, you store your shit in a storage container for a while. Like it took me a bit to connect the dots there.
Yeah, yeah.
But now it kind of makes a bit more sense. He's a salvager, that's his thing or whatever. So it would make sense that he would see a storage facility and be like gold mine,
Oh, sure. And I like the new bases for the traders. I'm just like, okay, but does it matter? But we'll see, I guess. And you know what? I do like storytelling through the game, and this kind of
Mm.
does that.
Yeah, it helps with the immersion.
Yeah.
That they used to put the sign together from.
This is I believe this is a application made by Brad Jacobs, and it pays homage to what he specializes in. He's a
And it
mechanic
looks like a
in
pawn shop when you
the
walk
vehicles
in.
It really
and that
does.
stuff. This is your trader to go see. Yeah, you know,
I just kind of feel like, hey, I should be able to reach all that shit.
Yeah.
I should be able to steal all that crap behind him.
see a lot of signs and other details that have gone
Yeah,
in.
hubcaps hanging there, lots of little signs, details that we just didn't have.
I mean, the
detail
fact that you
before.
can't though does make it a
Everyone
little.
looks so
It makes it feel a
busy
little
and
more
lived in
realistic.
and realistic.
It really does. And that's how it should be, but I'm just used to stealing from these guys.
If it was up to me, if you somehow managed to get behind and try to start stealing their shit, they would shoot you.
Yes. They just
Like,
stand there and
and-
watch you break into
and-
their safe.
Wrecked would shoot you if you looked at it too long.
Yeah.
And
If
like
you
some of
were-
the other ones would shoot you. Jen would probably give you a warning. She'd be like, "Hey, don't touch my shit."
If you are anywhere inside where they can see you, you really shouldn't be able to pick up anything and just take it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just very immersive.
If you go into the garage over there to the right, you're the right.
You're right.
Okay,
Keep going.
okay, calm down. Let's glance
Yeah,
at
that
the
is just
vending
incredible.
machine.
I love the vending machines.
So they've got parts to some vehicles that you could get later. These aren't vehicles you'll be able to loot.
I thought
necessarily,
this
but
was
it's
cool.
a preview of, hey, if I keep playing the game, I might be able to get those vehicles.
I
And it's,
think
you know,
this is past
environmental
where
storytelling.
I've seen.
it's the SUV, a mini bike, and
Yeah,
some
you
other
see
things
all
that
the
you can play
vehicles are like in there,
Yeah.
just kind of on
Yeah.
display.
What you have is quest rewards now.
I thought that was pretty sweet.
I saw a
Is-
vulture.
So why don't you take a? I don't know if you can do that. No, you can't do that. Can you give yourself a quest to level up here? If
I
or
swear
can
I
you
saw
play
more
it?
than
You
this.
might have to play it from the editor.
Maybe I
Oh, no,
jumped
I-
ahead.
Okay.
Like to do an infestation quest in a particular site. Can you give yourself that?
No.
So, do you hear about the infestation quests?
Yeah, I like those.
That's cool. You could basically like, if you're lower level, you essentially level up the quest to the next level without actually doing so by doing an infestation one, and they'll give you higher rewards for more difficulty. I thought that was sweet, and that exceeds level 5 quest. So if you do a level 5 quest and it's an infestation, technically it's a level 6, which I
Yes.
thought was really fucking cool.
I think they're about to get into that.
We can either play it. We'll just give yourself enough experience to just show what it is. And we can talk a little bit about a new quest type that we're very excited about.
Should be enough.
Great job, Trevor.
Look at all those.
Oh, also too, I don't know
Rewards
if
on
you
all the
caught
rewards.
that, but apparently you get 5 rewards for every quest completed now. I think
Really?
that's what they were explaining before. At least that's what they said, and I'm like, is that what they really meant? Because that's what he said. Like every time you complete a quest, you always get 5 rewards. At least that's
Well-
what it seemed like he was saying.
Considering most of the rewards are crap, I'm okay with that.
We'll go back a little. See if we can go back just a tiny bit, because I think there was a frame that showed it. Because I don't think he leveled up this character at all.
He did level it up, but oh shit, that's too far.
Because it does say day 1, so
About a new quest.
There,
type
this is
we're
where he gives
excited about.
himself. He did like 5.
Great job, Trevor.
He's only getting one thing each time that I can see there.
Look at all
right, but it's still like it's showing
all the
5
rewards.
different rewards that you
Yeah.
could pick from
Okay.
every time. That's what I was saying.
So we have
Oh, sure. And isn't it like 3 right now? At
Well, it
start?
was when you start. I think it's 2.
Is it just yeah?
Yeah.
I'm yeah. Anyway, because right now you have to put points into what fuck, I
Daring
forget the name of it.
Adventurer, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
a new a new quest type called Infested, and it's basically it takes all the POIs. A tier 1, for example, would be a tier 2 if it's infested because it has it multiplies the enemy count. And we can tweak that per tier if we want it to be 2x or 1.5x, but it's somewhere around 2x. And
2x zombies
they're
is a
harder,
lot.
and they're much harder and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
For some
we like this quest
POIs,
type.
that's crazy.
There's a bigger reward and a special loot box associated with them.
Yeah, you're going into Buzz's bar. It's actually probably not too bad because I think that one has at level 1 6 zombies in it, so you have 12.
6
Kind of.
zombies, about 10 chickens, and 2 dogs.
If you
If
count
that's the
them
one
around,
I'm thinking of.
no, I think you're thinking of a different one. Buzz's bar is the one that mostly has bikers and hookers in it,
Oh, okay.
and occasionally there'll be a mine right in the center. You got to be careful. It's got that
Gotcha.
small kitchen off to the side in the back. All right.
When you do them, and we have support for tier 1 through 1's become 2, 2's becomes 3, etc. So 2
Yeah.
through tier
Hello,
6
Kyle.
support. A new tier 6, yeah, you heard it. So tier
Yeah,
5.
we have tier 6s now, everybody.
So when the level designers put in the additional spawns and the tags to support this, each one levels up to a new tier basically because of the enemy counts. And so we're really excited about this quest type. It's a ton of fun for those of you who want more challenge. Well, it lags. Yeah, we've done a lot of optimizations. We'll talk about that pretty soon. So
Yes.
yeah.
Do you want me to
So,
do the quest, or do we want to?
why don't you go to Survivor Site 03, like in a level editor, and just play that?
Oh,
You can see what a small tier 1 looks like on Infestation.
I think they picked a really bad
Or
tier
you know.
base for this example.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But this is something I was excited about right here.
Lathan wants to do a tier 6. With level
We don't
1.
have that much time. I mean,
Oh,
Like,
how
it won't
fast
take long at all.
the prefab
How fast
generated?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because for some of us, doing a new world could take up to like half an hour.
Yeah.
If you let me use the dev pistol, and I'll I'll run through there.
Let me use a dev pistol.
Yeah, there's a lot of zombies. They're fun. They're very difficult. So if you guys want a challenge, you'll be pleased.
Survivor side 06, you said? Or 05?
Yeah. Oh no, wait. 03.
03.
03. 2 up.
Yep. No, I got it.
Up, up,
Wait,
there.
guys, calm down.
Yeah,
I'll
this
have
is a
delay.
really
Let me
bad
see it.
example of a base to pick to showcase this.
And we'll get a pistol. I think I'll just use a pistol.
There you go. So this is bear in mind this is a normal tier 1, that when presented to you as an infested will be listed.
It is a
as
new
tier 2,
POI though, so
and
that's nice.
It has
Yeah, it looks like a new take on the old army bases.
Mm-hmm.
double the enemy count. And if you're we'll get into biome difficulty, which we talked about some, which it multiplies the game stage on top of that progressively based on the biome.
It's rare to find.
So this is a simple survivor site that's been overhauled. I think Alan did the work on this one.
Oh yeah, we have new tent kits, which are incredible looking. You can see a little bit of here.
So you can see that the tier 1 is listed with tier 1, but that already feels way worse than a tier 1.
That feels like the
Tier
tier 1.
And so yeah, you see there's more enemies. There's a special loot crate.
Yeah, we've got loot crates per tier now that on the end. You always know what it is.
Okay, yeah, that feels about double.
See the similar
I
environment
counted
there.
15 zombies.
That's
16.
tent sets that are really great. They make realistic sort of
16 zombies
army
for a
camps and
small tier 1.
basically
Yeah,
like CDC
all right.
kind of style, roadside quarantine zones, etc.
It's just when they're all like just concentrated in one place, it doesn't feel
So
as
that-
Yeah, there's a
impactful.
lot
that's
more
an
zombies.
Yeah, my one problem from what I've seen, and we saw this in the prison too, is the zombies seem to be all on top of each other.
Right.
Everybody.
That's an example of a tier 1 been converted to tier 2 as infestation presented. So this quest type sort of broadens the game and gives us more mileage. And
I guess it was
it's quite fun.
got the point
Crazy
across
enough.
quickly, but
Yeah, and again, that's not horrible, but if you're level 1, there's a good chance you haven't found a level 2 pistol yet.
also too in this experience, like when you're playing a game like this, if you've played 7 Days to Die before, you walk into a tier 1 that's like that, whole bunch of zombies pop up. First thing you're gonna do is run out so you can kind of kite them, get them all kind of together so you can assess the situation. You're not gonna fucking fight them all in that place that you can easily walk out of. Now, if you're in a house and you're like halfway through the dungeon house and they just start crawling out the woodwork, then you got to do what you got to do. But in most cases, that base that they're doing is like it's probably be like out in the open field somewhere. You walk in, all the zombies wake up. You walk out, you let them all come out, and you just tunnel kill them. You know? So
Angry in chat says, well, in the biggest POI in 20, there's so much friggin' empty space. I agree with you. There's a lot of them that have a lot of empty space, but I'm okay with that.
well, but that makes it worse that the zombies seem to be bunched up like that, as opposed to just strategically placed around this huge base. Like there'll be entire, just like zones of the building that are completely desolate with nothing there, and it's like, put some fucking zombies in here, bro.
I like it because it does give you the kiting ability. And if you're using melee weapons, you need space.
Yeah, I wish zombies could like crawl from under beds and shit, out of lockers and stuff. You know?
Well, did you see the truck example they're going to show in just a little bit?
Oh yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
All right.
Higher tiers.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like
everybody,
some
is the game volume too loud? I see somebody else saying it's quite loud. Okay. Yeah, I'll turn it down a little.
So I don't know if you guys heard, we giving away keys. I don't know if any have gone out, but
No, they've been dropping keys in chat
okay, I
over and
didn't
over
see them.
again.
Wait, they were
Code
giving out
incoming.
keys to the game?
So yeah, if you
Oh
want,
yeah, they always do that.
Keep
When
an
they
eye
do
out.
their
They're
live
just gonna drop them in
streams, they're
chat.
always
You gotta
giving
go
out free
redeem it.
keys.
So next up, we want to show kind of
Stealing
in
from
progress
us.
game. If you got a save game, if not, we'll just have to talk about the menu in it. So Joel's going to be talking to you about something we spent considerable time debating how the best approach is, and I'm going to credit Joel and Alan for the work. But there's a new system of that for crafting that is kind of goes in parity with looting stage and sales
Look at
stage,
his
etc.
face.
It gives you a lot of fun looting and
Yeah.
a much improved way to craft and craft better items with a progression that makes sense.
I don't. Okay.
Oh,
Because he said
What
we're
about
gonna
to
credit Joel and Alan, and dude's like, I worked on it too.
Right? I want to talk to you about this after they discuss it.
Okay.
you did. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess the hard part for us was like debating how to go about doing a crafting system that scaled with loot stage, sales stage, and all that stuff.
Yeah. So we wanted to try to pair that with natural progression as much as possible. So what we did was we come up with skill magazines and crafting overhaul. So the new way of progressing is through skill magazines. It unlocks better recipes or a higher quality of crafting when you read them. There will now be different tools available at different stages, giving the progression a greater sense of purpose. So basically, what we did was we created these magazines, and they're all over in loot. You know, mailboxes, desks. They're pretty much all over the place, and you need to read quite a few of them to reach the maximum skill. And these magazines will dictate your crafting skill, which is right here, and it's got all of them listed. And
you can see in Lathan, go back to harvesting you were at there.
Yeah, I just read a bunch of magazines. I opened up a bunch
Just
of
click on
bundles.
harvesting there. So reading Tools Digest. So there's a magazine called Tools Digest. You can see there that if the more of those you read, the more you get advanced. You progress through the advancement from crafting brownstone axes to bluestone axes to eventually pickaxes to steel pickaxes to an auger. It looks like.
Yeah, the old system, you would just pick a perk and you'd be crafting that quality on every.
I hate this system already.
Really?
It relies on RNG, and he's going to explain something in a second that I'm going to be annoyed by, but I have to find those in order to get up to my iron tools instead of being able to make my
What's up,
make
Olivia?
my forge and make iron tools because I have a forge.
Right.
But anyway, let's get to the rest of this.
Every tier, and you were basically skipping. Nobody ever crafted a brown pickaxe because you'd already beat to blue, but by the time you found the ingredients to craft your first regular pickaxe. So what this does is it puts the player through the whole progression. So you're crafting brown iron pickaxes and all the way on, and then then you might craft a green one, and then your best one, and you're on to the steel ones. And you go through all the tiers on those. You don't have to craft every one, but I've never crafted.
I skipped steel altogether just for the record because it was garbage.
Crafted as many different items as I ever have in this alpha.
The neat part is like if Lathan, if you could read enough books to get yourself to unlock iron tools, and you could go back into crafting one, you could show them that you can kind of toggle back and forth through the quality that you want to craft after you've unlocked it.
Right, that was always a limiting factor.
Well,
you could only craft the best one.
Here, I'll pause it real quick.
Hmm?
The reason that I wasn't all that much concerned about the whole book thing is because it's specifically tied to crafting, as opposed to your actual skills and abilities. And like, I don't know if you noticed, but books and stuff have been significantly easier to find in 20. Every fucking mailbox has them. Almost every other mail apparatus you can use in the game has them. The bookstores they've made significantly larger with way more shelves. they already upped the the probability of you finding a book in the book piles and stuff. So I feel like it's become like they've kind of been building up to this point to where you were gonna need to use books specifically for upgrading and stuff anyway, and they've already made steps to kind of compensate for that. So for me, it doesn't seem like it'll be that bad. I think the biggest issue is not finding the books that you want when you want to find them.
And that's my problem. One, I'm still finding paper everywhere rather than books last time I played.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're finding books, great. But he's about to explain something. Hang on just a second. Hold that thought.
We've now got a toggle in there
Let's do
where
this one.
you
So-
select whatever quality you want and craft something, maybe not the best one. Like, oh, I've only got enough parts. My buddy needs a tool. I'm going to give him.
Go to crafting an iron pickaxe, for example, and give yourself the materials to do so. Now that you've unlocked that.
Okay.
What
You
do you
could
need? Iron
always do
ingots
that.
and wood or something. I can't remember.
Iron,
Pickaxe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, here, let's track it.
Oh.
I do
Yeah,
like the
I
new
love
tracking
recipe
thing
tracker.
for
So there you
building.
go.
I love
do
the
a
new
recipe
tracking
tracker.
system. Absolutely adore that. That is a
It's
great
over on
change.
on the upper right hand side of the screen, guys. You can see it tells you what you still need. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah, that's
So
really
you just
nice.
click track, and it shows you all the ingredients. And as you
That's,
add them, they turn green. So it's very handy for finding all the materials you need.
Quality of life brought to you by Lathan's Hardware.
Exactly. So now he's got all the ingredients. They're all green. He can craft it and then just remove it from his tracking once he's done with it.
Actually, a
There you
better
go.
example of what you want to show, I think, might be the stone axe because I can do the different
Yeah.
tiers now.
Exactly.
Well, showing that you don't have enough to do a certain quality, it kind of talks through the amount of ingredients. You can kind of say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't have enough ingredients to do that, but I can do the one that's one level down from that."
Wait,
Right,
did the
yeah.
ingredients
So you're
change
not
for how
stuck
much you
waiting for
needed?
parts. You can craft
That's
them
what I
yourself,
noticed
like,
before. I don't think it did for the
really
stones.
nice.
Axe.
So yeah, you could craft your friends.
So maybe it does with the other ones.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the
That's-
plan.
yeah.
They're probably planning to make sure that it does, but it definitely didn't there.
Once you're down from it, and
Yep.
it's fluid and easy to understand.
And it doesn't really make sense that you're going to need more of the stuff you already have. Maybe you need to add some glue to make it stronger or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Anyhow.
also too, like, I don't know, because they said like for example, you want to make a tier 3, but you only got enough items for a tier 2.
Mhm.
Most likely, people are going to just get the items so they can make a tier 3 as opposed to making a tier 2 instead. Like
Right.
I don't see if you have the ability to make a better one, I don't see why you wouldn't just get the resources as opposed to making a lesser, unless it's like an absolute emergency, like you're super deep underground in your mine and your pickaxe broke, but you needed to hit like 1 or 2 more nodes, so you're just like, all right, I only got enough for this. So
Yeah, an emergency pickaxe, maybe the bows or something like that. I get it,
yeah,
but a bad example to be using the pickaxe.
And
yeah, because if
Another
you're
thing is-
gathering, you're probably getting the amount of stuff you need to make it anyway.
Yeah, you should be able to. But then again, we're kind of snobs when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we
Why do you
we hyper
suck?
optimize and stuff. So
Yeah. All right.
Is, some of you might be wondering, well, how do I, I'm not interested in bows. I'm a shotgun guy. So we've got an intelligent loot system now that when you perk into, say, shotguns, for example, you're more likely to find shotgun magazines, which will increase your
I like
shotgun skill.
this.
You still
If it works the
I-
way they say it does.
I hate it, and I'll explain why in a second.
Okay.
find maybe bow magazines, but they're just not as common for you.
it's more than that. It actually says, "Give me more shotgun parts, more shotguns, more shotgun shells, more shotgun
Right.
magazines." The whole slew. If you
The
perk
whole-
that, yeah.
everything, yeah. Even in traders,
Yeah.
you'll find more shotguns for sale. So everything is tailored towards what you're looking for. So
It's-
gun parts are much more rare now, but when you do find them, it's one you can use. So there's a better economy also as a result of that. So you're not just swimming in guns and selling them all the time because they're
I don't
a little
think
more
it's not like you only find shotguns. It's like it's weighted to give you more shotguns, so you
Right.
might still
You'll still
find
find-
rifles and etc.
You'll find a wide variety of magazines for sure, but if you spec into, say, shotguns, you'll probably max that skill out before one you haven't spec into, just because the random rolls are going to lean in your favor, which is
Now they keep saying spec into it,
hmm
but I haven't seen anything where you can actually spec into anything.
Well, it's a skill. So like if you do uh fucking Pummel Pete, and you spec into that. You put points into Pummel Pete. The more points you have in the Pummel Pete, the more likely you are to find club related things. You know
Are
what I
we
mean?
still are we still getting the things like Pummel Pete?
Yeah, yeah, they're still in the game.
All right.
Yeah,
In
and
that
what they
case, I
did
like
was, they took away sexual Tyrannosaurus.
yes.
Yeah, it's
How
not in the
dare
game
they?
anymore. And what they did is they tied the stamina decrease bonus to whatever you're specking into. So
Mm,
if you spec into knives, for example, every time you level up your knives, it also comes with a stamina bonus, as opposed to specking into sexual tyrannosaurus and it's kind of across the board. And I think that's both good, and I also think it kind of sucks because the benefit to sexual tyrannosaurus is it applied to everything across
yes.
the board, which was nice. So they were like they're what they're saying is you're saving points, but it doesn't really seem that way, you know? But then again, chances are you would probably only be specking into one or two things specifically anyway. So in that case, I guess if you're thinking about it that way, you would. But what about people who spec into multiple things? They're not saving points.
No, when we play, I typically use a handgun, a
Hmm.
shotgun, and a club as my main weapons. And we'll see how the specking goes. That's going to be my big question.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Their line of thinking makes sense because the more you spec into a particular thing, the more proficient you are supposed to be becoming with it. So it makes sense to tie stamina bonuses directly to that. So I don't think they were out of bounds with it, but uh,
Well, how much is the stamina bonus? You know what I mean?
I think they said it was in line with exactly what you would get per level for sexual tyrannosaurus.
Oh,
So
but you got to do it for each one, so that's going to suck.
exactly, yeah, that's what I was saying. So if you're specking into multiple things, but you were gonna spec into them anyway,
Right.
so there's kind of that. All right, you know. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it pans out.
All right.
It's really nice. It plays well.
Okay, so graphic quality, actually talked about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Recipe tracker, we showed that. If you guys didn't see that again,
I love recipe
basically
tracker.
any recipe you're looking for, you can
I want to
kind of
marry
hijack
that.
the quest dialogue
Yeah,
there.
dude, they added that to Final Fantasy 14 a while back, and I was like, oh, thank you.
It
Yeah, so,
sucks having to go back to
yeah,
the recipe every time.
Let's. Do
Yeah.
you have a pre-gen of RWG?
I do not. I
Do
do
not.
We fell behind on that. If we want to talk about something else, I can generate it. Since now it doesn't
Once
take that long, everybody.
That's true.
Here goes the
Well,
world
do it.
generation.
Can you generate that, and then we just get into our special topic for the night?
Yeah. So here, let me do this.
We'll
I'm gonna
get your generation going there, and then we've got to.
I'm gonna click back to here so that they can see you. They can see everybody. Put their pants back on. They can see you again.
all right. Yeah, pants are optional.
Potatoes don't wear pants, so I'm good.
Well, but yeah, as long as your cameras.
Yeah. Just keep it aimed up, and we're all fine. Nobody has to.
But,
You ever notice how
okay, so,
serious Joel is?
we got some big news.
Dude, like never
Down to, like,
smiles.
6% body fat or something like that.
Whatever.
No, I don't know.
Fatty
what it is.
shit.
What
Except
is
for
it?
just now.
No, actually, we've had.
Well, even then, with his laugh, he does his lips don't go upwards.
What's really hilarious,
I love
when I
the
was
guy,
watching,
but wow.
oh, when I was watching this before, he's like, "Everybody, put your pants on." I'm like, "What about the chick in the back?"
Right?
She got. You
Got
gotta put her
butt
pants
hanging
on.
out.
Had a lot of questions over the years, and we've had a lot of folks ask, when are you guys going to do a console update for the new version of the game? And we're going to tell you that we're co-developing it with a group from Australia, Titanium Games, who's really good, and we've been working with them. They've been working on main game features with us, getting their feet wet in the game. They've done water, they've done a lot of stuff. So hats off to those guys. They happened to a last minute request that we had about 3 hours ago. They happened to provide some video footage of 7 Days to Die running on PlayStation 5, and we want to share that with you guys.
Did you see this footage?
I did, and it is about time console players got some love.
I thought the same thing, but I also was thinking while watching this clip, God damn, this game looks bad.
Well, I mean,
I'm
they're
like,
still- they're catching up.
I know they're still working on it, but the way it ran, I'm just like, PS5, right? You've seen some of the PS5 games, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like crazy, unbelievable, ungodly fidelity, crazy games running at 60 FPS with some of the best graphics we've done seen this generation of gaming. And 7 Days to Die is just like 15 frames per second if you're lucky. And I'm just like, well, what? How is it running this poorly on the
Well,
PS5?
because they're not optimized. This is a game that is still basically in Alpha 15. They've added a
Right.
couple of updates that didn't quite bring it up to any of the alphas we played,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so much to optimize. Getting rid of the fog, which was in 15, is a major overhaul because you can now see everything and everything has to generate.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, basically, they're going to have to do what these guys have done over what 4 years now
Yeah. I
in
mean, at
one
least they're
kind.
getting it, you know?
Yeah,
And that was my thing. I'm like, all right. And you know, like they said, they were just showing an unfinished version of the game. I was trying not to be too critical, but I'm just like, for people who have played this on PC, even if you're waiting for it for console, if you watch that gameplay footage, it's hard to get excited for it because you're just like, does it run like this? I hope not.
yeah. Well, we'll see it in a minute, and hopefully, my internet's not too choppy, so you guys get a good view of it. Otherwise, you can go watch the video yourself at the right time frame here.
Nice.
So you can see a little bit of it running. You can see that it is in fact Alpha 21.
We're not just BSing you.
B159 or 259, I guess we're on whatever number it is. It's
Oh, they just said it was Alpha 21 they're
running
getting
on the PlayStation 5.
Yep.
I
on
can imagine why.
PS5.
And that is a major overhaul from, let's call it 15.9.
Now, we got the gradual change.
Yeah.
Like we got to see step by step all the changes and stuff. This shit is going to be a completely different game for console players when they get this.
Absolutely. And one thing that did bother me is he's like, this is PlayStation 5. I really wish they would have shown PlayStation 4 because those guys have it too.
Yeah.
What kind of love did they get?
Although, I mean, did they mention that this was coming out on previous gen consoles, or did they just say next gen?
I'll have to watch again because I did see this part too, but I don't remember what he said. So let's see. Hell, doing skyscraper POI is going to give you frame drops on PC no matter what you are running.
Yeah, probably.
I
I
haven't-
mean, I've
I
kind of
haven't
had
done
issues with that.
in
But
21 or 20.
what I've noticed though is they'll bring up something later that they did with the zombies that's supposed to help a little bit. With being in largely populated areas and having issues with frame rate, because that was
Sure.
something that I was having. I got a 3090, and still when I go to big cities and there's like a lot of zombies, still we get crazy frame rate drops and stuff. And there's ways to alleviate that, but you have to like literally go into the actual dev settings into the game and literally turn certain things off to have a smooth experience. Which at the end of the day is not that complicated, but you shouldn't have to do that.
Sure.
But they did say something about any zombies that you cannot like physically actually see that are within a certain distance from you have had their animations and just everything tuned down, so that way they don't need to be rendered while you're dealing with other stuff, which I think will definitely help. But we'll have to see.
That's going to get me killed more because often that little bump that you get is how I know zombies are around. Damn it! All right.
Click over.
Yeah, so if you want to like put one of the videos up,
Oh, you are going to hear the game in the background because I'm still generating that map. So
okay, so is this the
this is
Is
the
this
very
the 7
first
days-
clip. Yeah.
7 Days to Die one?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to share with you. This is first time
Very short.
footage of 7 Days to Die running on PlayStation 5. You can see that it's PlayStation 5 UI. It's got
Monkey's
full
not allowed to
texture
use
resolution.
rockets.
Performance is pretty good. This is early work.
That was
And
really short.
yeah, this is PlayStation 5 guys.
Super cool.
We didn't intend to like show this tonight, but we got so much demand for an update on this, and we wanted to share a couple of videos and
Well,
talk.
You've gotten so much demand for an update on PS4 and Xbox what? Pro or whatever the hell it was.
Xbox One, I think.
Have you gotten a lot of demand for update on PS5?
Probably because a lot of people who have because I'm pretty sure you can play your copy of 4 on the PS5. I think I'm pretty sure you can.
I guess so. I just console players just got so screwed, and I feel bad for them, and it needs to be fixed. All right, here we
They
go.
did, and part of it, like I said, I don't know. It's just like the comment sections are so annoying nowadays because every fucking other comment is like console when, and then they're like, okay, console soon. We're working on it, and then they release something new, and they're like, when are you guys gonna do console? And it's like, oh my god, like we're working on it. Like
I get why they released on console, but they probably shouldn't have.
they shouldn't have when they did for sure.
Right.
They should have
shouldn't have done
absolutely
it.
wait.
They shouldn't have done it until it was gold.
Yeah,
And
and
gold, guys,
so-
just means the game is finished. All right.
A little bit about what our intended plan is. There. So that's one video. Then there's a couple longer ones we have, but I don't know which one you want to show. I think we were talking about the one.
Yeah, which number did we say? I
oh,
think it was
speaking of
version
which,
one.
Yeah, I think that's the
speaking of games being finished, did you see or hear about the overhaul for Ark?
No.
They're switching engines for Ark, and I think they're putting it in Unreal 5. Like they're rebuilding the entire fucking game. From what I think I saw,
They need
and
to.
and they're reselling it though, and that's kind of where the controversy's at.
As a different game?
As a well, no, as the same game, but it's going to be Ark. I think it's called Ark Evolved or something. And the servers and stuff are going down for the older games. Like you'll still be able to play them single player, but once they redo and rebuild this game in a completely new engine and just kind of overhaul it, they're selling it again as a new game. And some people are like,
Fucking
"That's
hard.
fucking bullshit." But
It is.
I will say this: if in fact this is an actual, like if they do genuinely rebuild this game in Unreal 5 and it is an actual upgrade in every facet, like every other way, people who had this game for what fucking 7-8 years now or whatever, you've
Sure.
got your money's worth. You've got your money's worth at this point. This is a new game. You either buy it or you don't. Like, you know,
Look,
because
there are people who went out there and bought every version of Skyrim, so I get it.
yeah, it's just like, come on, dude. I mean, because they don't have to do this. They don't have to go and remake this entire game from the ground up in a brand new engine. They really don't, you know. But they are.
What happened to Ark 2?
Arc 2 is, I think, actually, from what I heard, I think once Arc is fully remastered, Arc 2 is probably going to come bundled with it.
Oh.
But I don't know if that was like, and now I'm just like, that gives me bad vibes about the quality of Arc 2. Cause like if you're willing to bundle that game with a game that already exists, then you know, we got a Resident Evil Resistance kind of thing going on where it's just like, oh, that's the shitty game they tacked on because they weren't gonna sell any copies.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah. We'll have to check it out, see what happens with it. I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we?
the one we decided to show off.
Start it up.
Yeah. After this, we're going to try to get 7 days to run on the Samsung TV, smart TV.
Make it Skyrim.
I'm surprised they don't already have a mobile version of fucking 7 days.
Like, what the hell is that?
Right?
Is that some new phone? What is that? It sounds interesting. I want one.
It's a brick with a screen.
It's more than a brick.
So a little bit about where we're going. We're going through what's called product submission with Microsoft and Sony for the product.
Oh, hey, wait a
That
minute.
zombie
Hold
looks
on.
so
I want to point
stiff.
this out. I started the video,
Mhm.
but that random world already generated.
Oh, no, that's all right. That's all right. Oh,
Yeah.
Let's
What was
go
that?
back
Like
to-
2 minutes, everybody?
Did you notice how fat that lumberjack looked?
Oh yeah, that motherfucker was a
He was
stomping
stocky.
chunky
But
boy.
what was the time there? 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes to generate a random world? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
2 minutes?
Oh, you want to go back to the video,
I mean, I can. Here, let me fly up in the air so I don't get killed while I'm.
or just hit escape?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey,
You're
you guys
playing
get
single.
familiar with-
You can pause it.
Let me
You don't have to
rewind
let
it.
the
See
game
if I
keep
see the
running.
switcher.
Look at that
So yeah,
fat
this
dude.
is a longer video of Nav's game comparison area. You can see
This
it's
is on
Alpha 21.
console.
Yeah,
this is
Alpha
okay.
21 B259.
Wow.
You can see
Impressive.
you can see the PlayStation.
It kind of looks more like an Alpha 16 to me.
What the
The art in
hmm.
this is the clip from the PlayStation.
There
Mm,
in the screen. And
I
you see
mean,
that
that's
it
a
has
new
full
POI
HD
we
and
definitely
it
haven't seen.
it
So
plays like
Yeah, new
probably
POI. I'm
reasonably
talking about the art.
good PC would play.
I mean,
look,
I don't really see a difference.
if it plays well, it plays well, and that's what I would care about.
You know, the biggest
And we're
sin
move
in
on.
all of this, if there was a sin ever to be had, is the fact that they have on motion blur.
Yes. Turn
Like,
that shit off.
That's probably the largest sin. Motion blur does not belong in any game.
And you can see it really well right here because the character's hand is perfectly clear.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of optimizations to make it work on there. Yes, it's coming to Xbox. It's still some of the apps. So what our plan so far it looks like PlayStation 5, Xbox S and X series will get a new product. We're trying to work with product submission on both
Post
Xbox and
office
Sony
number
to
2. I like the
see if we
fact
can
that
get
they
folks
tell
who
you
owned already,
specifically what the
discount on
video
the new
is.
product.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so
Motion
we're
blur
not
is a
sure
crime
how
against
it's
all
gonna play. It
gamers.
has some features.
Yes,
It is.
We think that it's
it
gonna
is
play
a,
well
it
with
is
Alpha
a
22,
retinal
but that will be
assault.
the version 1 of the new product.
Who was it? Crisis that gave us this
console,
shit.
on both consoles. And
Can I tell you how much I was yelling at this guy as he was playing?
to do crossplay, and the little bird that had
Bad.
bandits, etc.
Like you're gonna die. What are you doing?
It baffles me
Better
how
off.
bad they are at their own game.
Yes.
But we have a team working on it, and this is
See how quick he restarted that?
Yeah.
this is evidence of that.
This is evidence of someone about to die and quickly turning off the video to hide it.
Oh
Exactly
But,
what
yeah.
he did.
so that is the console news. You know, pass the word around. Word on the street, it's never coming out. Well, word on the street is it's coming out.
Yep.
And
It looks amazing too. I'm impressed.
we're excited about it.
And
We
to
wanna have-
this day, that clip has been shown. They have actual footage. They verbally said that they are doing it. To this day, there are still people in comment sections asking about it. If it exists.
I don't blame them though. They got told, what was it, in Alpha 19 that there was a company working on it? So I don't blame them. It's been a long time since they've gotten a decent upgrade.
It have
Yeah.
every feature the original had, with a lobby and at least 4-player co-op in its initial release, and the second release that would be the gold version.
Bubba says it's not even like motion blur helps FPS, it hurts it. I turn off motion blur on any game I play because it's garbage and it does nothing for you.
Well, the only argument I've heard for motion blur is it makes the game look more cinematic. But I'm just like, no, it doesn't.
I don't care about it. It's ugly and it slows down my game.
Version of 7 days. We're hoping we'd have full-on crossplay and gold features, etc. And, yeah. So anyway, that was our secret big news. Not so secret anymore. So let's.
So this is where I've seen too, Satsu. Everything past here is new to me.
Okay.
Let's roll on to random gen as a topic here. So where are we at here? Random gen.
Okay.
So
I saw a little bit of this where they show
so,
how the roads go together.
This is a new random gen.
I
world generator
do
here. It
appreciate
has
this
really
because
great
the
smoke
mountainous
testing. It
areas
has,
in this game are the worst part
focuses on
about this
improving,
game to me.
the performance, the speed.
Oh yeah, because just getting through them is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so the fact that they have actual road systems that go through them that attach to other POIs and other places is good in itself. Like the problem that I'm seeing though is if this results to more mountainous areas just within the game or within your random gen POIs and stuff, I still have an issue with that.
Didn't they say they were adding sliders for that in this?
Oh, they already have them. There,
For-
as far as I know, yeah, there's already sliders and stuff to.
Oh,
keep, like-
oh no. The new sliders are for the biomes. My bad.
Yeah,
It generates 4 to 5 times faster than before, and it looks better. It has
Thank
country
God.
tiles. It has these gateways. So you can see kind of like the path leads to the POI. Turn around there.
Yeah, those roads
Turn
are
back around
nice.
there.
Calm down. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Good
it.
roads.
I love those trails.
See how
And
that
the
little
hilly,
how that
mountainous
windy road
areas.
leads right to the driveway of that POI.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
let's get over.
come up with a content-driven version that has a part that is like a driveway part, if you will, and it connects that perfectly.
I am so
And,
seriously
So it's
going right up to the POI. I love that.
Hmm.
Why did it take you guys so long to figure that out?
quite
Yeah,
good.
because there was no pathway through the
There's,
mountains
let's
in
see what else is
those
there.
areas.
Country tiles have been added.
There's for somehow people built a cabin on top of a mountain with no roads to it.
Yeah, they just
So there's more
weird.
livable surroundings in the country's POIs. There's a POIs. Merging highways between gateway tiles has been added. New scoring system for prefab picking as ordering has been added, which improves the actual selection of POIs. So there's less duplicates, and it's random, but it's a deterministic random, which is
That's good too. They have so many buildings in this game. Like I said, you and I played the shit out of this game.
Mhm.
We did when 20 came out. I think we did a playthrough together, and I did one myself. We should not be seeing so many repeat POIs.
Yeah, especially in random gen maps.
Yeah,
We've gone from one city to the next, and sometimes we're just like, wait, haven't we been here? This entire block looks exactly the same as the one we were in before. It defeats the purpose. Like, why have all these unique and interesting POIs if your game system prioritizes some over others? Like,
yeah.
just doesn't
So
make any
hopefully
sense.
this system works out well.
Yeah, the new scoring system, I hope it works as intended.
it's much better. Somebody said it looks washed out. I don't know what Lathan's lighting settings are currently, but
Oh, I don't know. They could be.
This part I was yelling
Yeah,
at him. Turn
it
down your
doesn't look like
brightness.
settings. It
like
doesn't look like
shadows
that.
are turned on or something,
Yeah.
etc.
Turn down your brightness.
Bring some stuff up. We'll take a look.
Let's see what you're at there.
There.
These guys run the
Okay,
game and didn't know
It was on
what to
ultra, but I
do.
guess something was turned down. I thought the only thing I turned off was motion blur.
No, you had motion blur on, sir.
You have your
And it was
brightness
assaulting
way the
my
hell up.
eyes.
Yeah, I can see shadows
hold
better now.
Let me do one thing.
And then
Oop, not
he
general.
finally figures it out here,
Nope, that one.
right there. Brightness at 90. At
Yeah.
90.
There you go.
Now
was
it's
a little
washed
washed
out. It has shadows. And, so go into like a city or whatever. There's some great stuff the guys have done. There's a lot of more tile work, more locations, faster algorithm, better smoothing for roads.
I see several new buildings
there's
there
a new game
already.
button's been added,
Dude,
advanced
that
training
POI
content,
right
you can play
there,
the map. They have
the
done
Passing Gas
for the
Plaza, I
game.
fucking love the way
I
that
love that little
looks.
truck stop. It's one of my favorite POIs now.
Yeah, that's
There's
nice.
like roadside locations where there's like randomly like
Because if
Okay,
you
so
go
I was
into
wrong.
it,
like if you go over there, there's
oh,
I
go
did see this part just a little bit, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, if you go into it, like when he was walking in between the cars and stuff, like it looked like that was actually a place where people were held up for a while. There's like tents and cooking pots and stations. It looked like that was like a safe haven for a while that just got overrun. And I'm like, visual storytelling, guys. If your game doesn't have a story, at the very least, provide us with some visual storytelling. Makes the game much more interesting.
And they do a pretty good job with it a lot of the time.
Yeah, especially in the newer POIs.
Mm-hmm.
look at this. Like no, Lathan, go back.
Okay.
Go back to that truck.
Yeah.
Or that's pulling that.
This part is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
jump in there.
All a bunch of body bags, but then you
No, jump in there. Just
Oh,
flip down.
I see. Because they all.
Yeah, look at that dynamic gameplay. Look at that crap. That's awesome.
That's a part that might just randomly spawn on the road.
Yeah,
so
it's not
part
everywhere.
of the world.
It's then there's underpasses that the guys have made that have car wrecks with burnt zombies and stuff. It's just
Yeah,
There's
it's
something
crazy.
about
So much story.
there's something about seeing, like, when you're watching a showcase and you see dynamic gameplay and you're just like, wow, that's pretty cool, that's dynamic gameplay, and then immediately hearing the person who made it like, oh, look guys, dynamic gameplay, you're just like, you just ruined it.
Falling through the environment. It's
So,
next level.
this is Robert, and Sean helped with some speed. Of
Yeah, look at this
performance,
place,
and
man.
Some of the guys helped on
Yeah.
the road smoothing algorithm, but it was a team effort with your content and programming to deliver
Like,
a
it just looked like people were here.
way better version.
Yeah.
Like
Way
our
faster.
camper, those little campers have camper doors now, and all the art needed to support them. It's so cool.
So did I forget anything? Road smoothing, country tiles, way more
do
content
need
and
some
better out
honey.
of picking POIs. It's just beautiful, and then the
So
POIs
okay,
take so much
all
time.
right. This is something. This was a question I had before that I needed to confirm with somebody else because I couldn't remember for the life of me. But this game used to have flamethrower traps, right? Or am I tripping?
I don't remember flamethrower traps. If it did,
I
it was before I started playing.
For some reason I remember back when I used to play this on console, which I think was like fucking Alpha 12. I think I'm pretty sure I remember flamethrower traps in this game at some point. And the only reason I ended up thinking about that is because if you see, you'll see later on they actually added flamethrower traps, but not like ones you can put up, but like areas where you would go through where flames were shooting out of something, and you would have to like flip a switch to turn it off, or else you couldn't pass. Um, and I'm just like, is that like a reused asset from the flamethrower traps from before? But then I'm like,
Might
wait,
be.
was this the game that had flamethrower traps? I couldn't remember, but I swear to God, for some reason, my mind is trying to convince me that they exist or they used to exist in this game.
Angry says, I see that and think to myself, how many engines can I get? I
Yeah,
feel you, my friend.
exactly.
I feel you.
The guys have gotten better with the traps and hazards and the backdoor outs, the keys, or there's a little set of keys.
I like
or,
these
or
checkpoints. This looks cool.
Or a button to get you out through like electronic door sometimes. That's
So
location.
the new
checkpoint, that's just a
cars
part
look
too,
pretty
that's not really
nice.
part of any POI, right?
Yeah, the road
That's in the
checkpoints
middle
are
of the road.
cool.
Yeah, that's a chance
Yeah,
to spawn.
that's super cool.
And they make
Chance
sense.
to spawn. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
You want me to skip the cop car?
Visual storytelling.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
You
Yeah,
need a wrench, homie.
So what I have on here now is progression improvements now. So there's
I just gotta say, it is so nice to see some cars on the road besides just that sedan.
Mm-hmm.
That same sedan in different colors.
just a number of things there. So you guys see the biome that you're in when you cross a biome border, and you see that the POI gives you a localized name and red skull signifying its difficulty.
Other than this one, because something's wrong with this one. But
Yeah, there's an info volume that needs to be placed by the guys are still doing some of that past of that as we march towards experimental. But when you enter a biome at first,
Well, like the fact that these places have, I mean, they've always had names, and you would see the names if you go into the editor and stuff. But now, when you go into a place, you can properly identify it instead of, oh, it's the one house with the doobly doo.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this about when he went to talk to the trader. It gave the actual name of the place. It said Buzz's Bar instead of
Right.
downtown, because that's the other place you would see it is in the quest. They would give you the actual POI signifier.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that's actually how it is, or Buzz's Bar. I want to say there was more than one Buzz's Bar, so it'll be interesting. I'm ready to play this Satsu.
Well, some of them had like one or two next to it, so it's like Farm POI 1,
Right.
something like that to let you know, like, and even that is like it's enough of an identifier. So if you say that, people be like, oh, I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Instead of because we I swear to God, if you go back and watch our playthroughs and stuff, like our descriptions of certain places, like the Mafia House.
Oh yeah.
That's our nickname for it, and I guarantee that's not what it's called, but that's what we called it.
The Pig House. That's what we
Yeah.
called it. Yeah. All right.
we're in a forest, so there's no additional skulls over
That
there on the
car
top
just
right,
blew up.
showing you the difficulty of the very fiery farms with the difficulty of the
Which
biome.
is hilarious because the name
Forest
of
is
this
not
place is
multiplied.
Fiery Farms.
As you move through the other biomes in the game, it goes from pine forest to burnt forest to desert to snow to wasteland. Each one of those increases in
I like how
the
you just
skulls,
sucker punching zombies.
biome difficulty, which stacks
Yes, and then runs.
multiplies the aggregate difficulty that you encounter not only in the biome but in the location
You
you're
might
exploring
want to give
in
yourself a
those
gun,
biomes.
homie.
And with that comes better loot.
He got
in those biomes
2
too.
guns already
Better
on
loot.
his,
Yeah.
on his
Energy
arms.
goes out
He don't got any on his bar.
Ah, man.
accordingly.
You only
everything that's
look.
under scale.
You know I play fisticuffs when I play 7 days. You only need the
Uh-oh.
I'd like
guns.
to talk a little bit about the
You were
new concept
born
we have
in.
called trader state.
No, dude, go back. I want to see
Joel,
the
do you want to do it,
pig.
or I can do it?
Oh, you can. You're the one that coded it.
Sure. So we like the loot stage and the game stage. We now have a way of progressing what is available at a trader. So essentially, until you hit the point where you would
Hogzilla
normally
Ranch
see these items. I
LLC.
think it's a little bit past that. Actually. Isn't that how you guys balance it? A little bit. So you'll see something at the trader a little bit before you would normally see it.
It would
in-
be like your loot stage with a little bit of
Yeah.
higher because we thought.
So did
when
you
it first
catch that? They're
said
trying to
last
make
time
the
that-
progression for the merchants basically align with yours, but
Yes.
slightly faster, which I thought was kind of cool.
That's actually good because it gives you a reason to go to the trader.
Yeah. Because you'll always
now.
be, the trader will always have slightly better items than you could make.
Yeah.
sale, and
And I have to say that's a good thing because in my last playthrough, Satsu, I got an AK on day 2,
Mm.
and I had a steel club on like day 7.
Oh, wow.
I had no trouble with zombies.
Yes.
But it basically pairs with your progression so that you're not finding something too OP too soon, or this is all garbage. Everything kind of scales to your level at stage. So it's really cool. And it just plays better.
Let's go look at Bob and we'll just look at it. Since we've already been to Bob.
It's still random, but more of a deterministic random based on your level. And you'll still see low end crap. And then you'll see some really nice stuff.
Yeah, so we see the
Too.
magazines, but most of the things.
And
that
did you
we
see,
in
you
there
see
are
how
not
many
metal,
books he
not-
had?
I did. Yes, he did. I didn't see it went too fast to see how expensive they were.
Yeah, I didn't see the prices, but he had like 6 books on him.
See like an auto shotty or a gyrocopter. You won't see any of that.
you'd see,
Go to the books
you
for
know,
a
if you
second,
saw a
homie.
vehicle, it would be likely bicycle at this point, you
Yeah.
know,
Damn it, I missed it.
or bicycle parts. And,
It was
you know,
too
you'd see
fast.
your color of a weapon and maybe a color above sometimes. So
But what it works out to is, hey, I'm going to be broke all the time because there's so much good stuff
Damn
that
it,
you
I
want to
missed
buy
it.
now. And before it was just kind of random and you never bought.
Oh,
that
wait,
stuff.
did
I'm
he?
always broke
Angry
now.
said he took the smoke out of his mouth to talk to you.
Ooh.
The trader, I think.
Oh, interesting. Okay, the books are only 300 each, which is nice because they used to start out at what is it, 12 or 1500? So yeah, 300 is not too bad, depending on how quickly we're making money. Joel is talking in this part about how when he goes to the traders now, or when he plays now, he actually runs out of money really fast.
Mm.
Which I'm interested in how that'll do with you and me playing because we usually get a shit ton of money.
Well, I guess it depends. Like, the reward structure for the questing seems to give you more opportunities to be rewarded.
Yeah.
And that usually means more things to sell.
But
So-
we're also, in order to improve, like, I would guess Handyland would be one. Like, if you went to the store and like, hey, dude, we got some books. Which one you want? I'd be like, grab the Handyland.
Right.
So with all of the new books, I can see us spending a shit ton of more money.
Yeah,
It
but
seems like
we
it's
always
stuff.
get to a point too where money just becomes irrelevant also.
Yeah.
You know, so having something to spend it on consistently is, I think, is still a good thing. Also too, like a lot of people we'll get to the water thing once that
Yeah,
comes
we'll get
up.
to the water. Yeah.
But my answer to that, because people are, oh my god, what are we gonna do? I'm like, vending machines. There you go.
Did they mention vending machines in here?
I don't think they talk too much about them. But
Because I tell people, look, when you're first starting out, until you start to make your own farm and stuff, vending machines are where you should be getting your food.
mm-hmm. Vending machines are OP, and they're putting more of them around the map, like in the game. They're implementing more and more vending machines. So, speaking of which, the new design for the vending machines is pretty cool too.
To buy. Either need more magazines, or hey, here's some bullets, or here's a gun. I don't quite have the parts to craft, but it's awesome. So I'm gonna buy it. You know, it's just really nice. They specialize. in
Doesn't
their,
look like the prices
you know,
are all
what they
that
have to
bad.
sell. So Bob's gonna have more parts, vehicles, mechanical stuff.
I did
and,
notice
you're
that
gonna have some food. Right,
just
that oven, the oven was like
Mhm.
$2,000. Like, why would you ever buy an oven?
The advanced bellows is 1,500.
That's not bad.
something like Trader Rect is.
better barter has been converted to interact with this trader stage to increase your trader stage so that you would see better loot in this trader then.
We did get rid of the secret stash. It felt like a better choice to incorporate better choices into the whole thing. handling having a separate one.
Secret Stash
you
was
know-
kind of OP, man.
Well, Secret Stash never really made sense anyway because, I mean, I guess if you're playing with different people saw different stuff. But you'll do that same thing with this, with better barter, making more stuff for you to see.
Well,
It's
one
the
thing
same thing without having that special tab for it.
well, they'll talk about it again in this one where they say like everybody can see, like everybody's trader. Like if you invite people in your game, everybody's trader has the same stuff. But I'm like, that's not the case right now, as far as I know. Like, right?
No, we see the same stuff. We don't see the same Secret Stash.
Okay, that's what it
Yeah.
was. Because I was like,
And-
wait a minute.
From what he just said there, it's basically going to be the same thing, except for instead of Secret Stash, it's going to be extra stuff that you'll see because of better barter.
Okay.
Speaking of that, the traders will offer you 5 rewards to choose from when you do a quest now.
Nice.
So there's some options. If you've already got that item, you don't need it. There's going to be something else you want.
The rewards are almost always useful every time. It's like, oh man, I don't know what to pick from.
I don't
need this,
trust
this,
you
this.
with
The
that. I
rewards
don't
have all
trust
been
you. I've played your games
redone,
before.
all new stuff. It's very, up to date with what we're doing with the game, and a lot of
There are
work.
very often we get rewards that are not worth a damn.
It's like, why did you give this to me?
Yeah, so take that with a grain of fuck you.
Yeah.
on progression.
I don't trust you,
So-
Joel.
I have on here, improve looting to be more intelligent, but we kind of talked about that. Basically, if you reiterate for those of you who join later, but if you perk into rifles, for example, you would see rifles. You would see more rifles, rifle parts, 7.62
Do they
ammo,
go into the perks?
magazines associated with rifles too. You see all the other stuff too.
I
but
think they
it
talk
weights
about
to
it,
give you
yeah.
a chance to do that. The game, we think, if you've chosen to be a shotgun guy, the game should try to be a little more intelligent in the loot we get. So next we did talk about biome.
Yeah, we talked about that. You've discussed
Yeah.
that part.
The only thing I do want to say about that part is that a lot of times when you and me are playing together, I'll get something I don't need that I give to you.
Right.
But this just makes it sound like we'll have less times like, hey, dude, I found something for you, and just, hey, dude, I found something for me.
That's
Which is
true.
fine.
I will say though that this incentivizes, if you're playing with a group, people to really, like, not everybody to spec into the same shit,
And the other thing is it kind of punishes somebody like me who's mostly doing the housework, and you bring me something good, I'm going to have to go out and do it.
Well, I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
have to be with you when we go for POIs. I'm just going to have to go with you.
Well, because like they said, like your game will be more slanted towards finding what you need, but that doesn't mean that you won't find things that you don't. So I think it'll still be good enough. Like if you probably wouldn't find stuff at a pace that you would if you were to go out by yourself, but I don't think it'd be that much different, honestly. Because once you find everything, like let's just say you do find all the books you need for whatever you're going into, like does it still incentivize that once you've maxed out something out?
I'm just wondering how long it's going to take us to find 100 books.
I don't think it'll be that bad, honestly. Especially if you're intentionally doing it. Like if you are intentionally going to all the traders that you know where their location is whenever they switch, you're intentionally hitting up all the bookstores when you know they reset, you're intentionally hitting up all the mailboxes in the residential areas. I don't think it'll take that long. If you're not really thinking about it and trying to do it passively, though, yeah, probably.
From what they've told us, the books are going to be dropping from everything now.
Exactly. So, like,
we'll see.
Yeah.
The red skulls and the orange skulls.
Yeah, one thing we did actually fix a bug with Party, where game stage was being calculated on blood moons for groups of people, but it wasn't being calculated when you were in a POI. It was giving you.
I didn't know this was a thing.
The highest person who entered a volume, and we fixed that bug, and now the game is a little bit better suited and more challenging, hopefully for groups of people. We'll be tuning that as until we go gold, because we want that to be great. So
until we go gold, come on, man. Don't lie to me.
How many years has it been?
So 8? I think 8 now.
A lot of
Our
people asking
kids
about
are gonna be
performance.
waiting for. I mean, our kids are gonna be waiting for fucking.
Yeah. Little Butt's gonna be like, hey, it finally went gold.
We've had Sean, Christian Illy, new versions of Unity, folks from Titanium who've been assisting us, work on a lot of different performance improvements. Unity version update, the latest LTS has been a big boost.
Oh,
A
I
bunch of
just saw
stuff.
they had
You guys have been hard.
a vending machine that looked like it was a snack vending machine instead of just the
Yeah.
control point.
Working hard on window block optimizations to provide less draw calls. Trees, some of the most abusive trees were fixed to be more performant. Thanks there to Hayden from Titanium on that one. AI can handle more zombies by throttling their activity based on distance to the player. That's a big one that
That's
has
a good
allowed
one.
for us to improve the game
Mhm.
and do the sort of like infestation quest numbers. AI.
Because in all seriousness, I do get hit sometimes because the game will glitch just a second and there's a zombie in front of me,
Mhm.
and clearly other ones have woke up. It's like, ah, shit, I took a hit I didn't need to take.
One of my favorite changes they're gonna get to pretty soon here is changes to the spear.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I know, I'm pretty sure because I've
They
read.
fixed. Yeah, they fixed
I've
it.
been keeping up on this. Yeah, so
Pathing can handle many more paths. Used to game uses less memory than before. Lots of small improvements. There's been some networking improvement to reduce net traffic and make it so that combat feels smoother. This is from Tom. Tom's done that work from Titanium. So basically, you know, that sort of lag you would get, it prioritizes the zombies closer to you and deprioritizes the ones further than you for their net traffic.
Yeah,
An
this is what
intelligent
I was
sort of like
talking
a
about before.
net traffic LOD system, if you will.
so that makes it smoother. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's all in the spirit of making the game play better and run better for performance. There is a new chunk reset system. It's off by default, but it basically server runners can turn it on or players can turn it on to say how frequently you want a chunk that is not protected by land claim or players or bedrolls, etc., to reset on a cadence that is desirable for a long-term persistent world. If you want a world to refresh itself and not be completely, you know, ravaged by
Keep watching,
large,
Monk. I'm gonna
large
run to the
server runs a long
bathroom real
time.
quick.
It's a nice feature. It's a feature that's we feel it will be good for the consoles. We feel it'll be good for crossplay between consoles in the future because it'll allow the memory to be sort of locked to a certain size because of number of dirty chunks. Like if you just go into a chunk and maybe basically, you know, break one blade at one area of grass, it becomes weight over the course of a long server that becomes a larger file size. And anyway, we put in some features there to allow server runners to manage that stuff better and improve the game and
That's interesting.
future-proof it
That's a
for
lot of
additional
interesting,
aspects.
good stuff.
Now let's get into Joel can get into the perk overhaul. Some of the stuff we did we thought that needed some addressing and improvements on perks. There.
And the changes you had to do because of the crafting thing. You should.
Yeah, since we we added the crafting magazines, we no longer needed perks that dictated your crafting level. Lathan, can you pull the game up?
Yeah, I can pull that up.
Easier to
Sure.
easier to talk about it if I can see it, and we can go over some of the new perks that we did. One of the bigger ones was you needed strength for sex racks so that you can have good stamina. And so what we did was we got rid of sex racks and we integrated that with every item that governs that particular weapon or tool. So
Master Chef only takes 3 now. Ooh. I'm just looking at the ones and seeing what is big and fast. Interesting. All right.
For example, you've got boomstick, not boomstick, but let's see, minor 69er will decrease your stamina use for tools. Pummel Pete, that'll if you perk into Pummel Pete, basically your stamina use for clubs is going to be reduced with each rank. So it's integrated. There's basically a ton of different sex rexes, but they're all integrated into the specialization perk.
I'm still not sure I like that just because say you have Pummel Pete, but you get into a situation, your club breaks and you're being attacked by zombies, and all you have left to use is a spear. But now, because your only stamina decrease is in Pummel Pete, you're gonna get killed.
So
hey, Dill.
If you want to have good stamina with a club, you simply buy Pummel Pete and then rank into it. But that won't give you good stamina for mining tools, nor will it give you good stamina for.
What's up, Dill? Welcome to the stream.
Sledgehammers, for example, you have to buy the perk that makes you better at it, and then your stamina gets better.
I
We
don't
we
like
uh,
the
we were looking
stamina
at
being
perks
tied to
overall
each
that we
thing.
thought people would be like, well,
Really?
a lot of people on the
No.
forums and a lot of
Why
artists
not? What's
say,
up?
well,
Well, like I was just telling the audience, let's say you're somewhere and there's a couple of zombies around you. You swing your club, not paying attention, and it breaks.
Mhm.
The only thing you have left is your spear.
Right.
You're not spec'd into spears, so you stab one or two times. You have no energy left, and you're swarmed.
Yeah, but you're not proficient with spears.
I know, but that's what I'm getting at. Your stamina being tied to each individual thing, I don't like it. I don't think it'll be a deal breaker for me, but I don't like it.
Well, based on what we're used to, and this is what I was talking about before, where you had sexual Tyrannosaurus just kind of working across the board. It's more convenient the way it was before, but it makes more sense this way, I
No,
think.
but it doesn't. It doesn't because in real life, your stamina is based on you getting stronger and doing things. So, one, stamina is not just used for clubs and stuff; it's used for running. So now I have to spec into running.
No, I think they still have something. I think they still have a skill that's specifically tied to sprinting, your stamina consumption while sprinting, which is
Exactly.
not.
In order.
What was that? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I said, and now I have to put a point or two into that instead of just into T-Rex, which helps everything.
Well, sexual Tyrannosaurus didn't help with sprinting though. They already had one for that, which was in the agility tree. Sexual Tyrannosaurus is in the was in the strength tree, I
Strength
believe.
tree. It did help
Yeah.
with your running. It helped with running. You had a longer sprint.
I don't think so.
I
Hold on.
believe so.
I'd have to look at it again. I'm pretty sure it didn't. Because we had the one in the agility one was specifically for that. It was called the fuck was it called again? The skill in agility, where it decreased the amount of stamina you would be consuming while sprinting, and that was the only skill that did that, as far as I do. I could be wrong. We'd have to go and look and double check.
Yeah, we'll have to look that one up because I swear that it helped. I thought the other one made you faster.
Mm-mm. No, there's only drugs that make you faster in this game, and I would know.
You would. All right.
Not that, not that I have a problem or anything, because I definitely don't. But you know,
here's a must-have perk. You're forcing me to play with one, to be a strength guy, basically. And this was a way to sort of kind of offer a better balance, we thought. So
Yeah, you don't have to put a bunch of points into that, to get your stamina benefit. You can focus on how you want to play, what you want to do, and not be really tied to that. Another thing.
oh,
that people,
hold on, Monk. Pause it. That's a good point Bubba just brought up, because you got to remember too, Monkey. In order to get a decent amount of points in sexual Tyrannosaurus, you had to spec into strength, no matter what you were specking into as the alternative. And we forgot about that because strength, there's 1 point for the one, I think up to like, what is it, 4? You have 1 point each, and then it's 2 points each, and then it starts to get 3 points each.
All right. Let me go into my snobbiness. If you're playing this game right, you should be doing that anyway because you need minor 69er and mother load. Those are must-haves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want to build well, absolutely you have to have those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right.
If you want to play
but
wrong,
hold on.
Look, if you want to play wrong, you don't have to do that.
But though, like that's the solo mindset. If you are playing into a group though, and you don't plan
fair.
on building, that is a lot of wasted points you would have to put in there for nothing.
If you have a house bitch named Monkey at home,
yeah, if you got a house bitch, it's cool.
I think we had a perk under agility that allowed you to swing faster, and now those are all each perk, each main attribute has one. Like you see whirlwind there, that's going to govern how fast you can swing with agility weapons. And if you go to strength, click on strength, Lathan. Click on the strength attribute. Let's see. So we got big and fast. Click on that one so they can see what it does.
big and
Click on the big and fast on the left there. There we go.
So these
there's
are all the
ranks to each of
speed
these, and that'll
perks
make you,
specifically for,
swing faster with clubs and sledgehammers. So each
and it's
main
combined
attribute
with
has
whatever's in the
these style
tree,
perks.
if
Several
that makes
got one for
sense.
spears
I
and stuff.
guess.
And so that basically So while you're specializing in what you want, you can get the faster attack rates without speccing into agility now. So we kind of try to make each perk each skill tree kind of stand alone and on its own without so much support from the other trees, which is nice because you can kind
So
of get where you want to be a
overall,
little quicker and then buy what you want.
overall, my general opinion about these changes is I think that they work. Specifically because if you wanted to go for a certain build now, it is no longer required for you to spec into other things that you don't want to make the one that you're building for work. And I think overall, that's a better system. I think
Well,
the other one was kind of convenient too, but at the end of the day, I think this works out a little bit better.
for me, it's not going to be much of a change. I use Boomstick and Pummel Pete.
Right, so you're gonna
Um,
be in the same tree anyway.
I'm going to be in strength. We'll see what it is with shit. The one for building weapons and stuff, and of course, making my farm. We'll see what those turn out to be. But I mostly spend most of my points in strength and intelligence. I think it is.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens.
Want more, and then there's just a lot more good choices now that make sense. And I feel like we put some effort into balancing and just a lot of subtle changes to the perk system, and various perks were changed. And
Can I say, just give us more stamina, and it won't be a problem.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the stamina's problem still doesn't seem like it's been addressed this time around
No,
because it's
that shit is.
abysmal in the beginning, no matter what you go for.
It
Although
really is.
although if you do go knives and probably hand to hand, it's not too bad. It's actually manageable. But specifically if you're going into strength and you want
Yeah.
to do like a sledgehammer build, it's fucking hard to get going early on.
I swing my club like 3 times, and I'm.
Yeah, and then if you want to run, your stamina's already gone, so you're basically
Yeah.
you're fucked.
a little bit to kind of just improve the overall flow and feel of each character. So I hope you guys like it. I know I've had a lot of fun. And I played a bunch of different builds with
Well,
this.
give it to us so we can try
really
it.
good. I like it.
Lots of stuff going on there. We continue to balance, skills because we want players to play the different attributes and replay the game and experience the RPG that the game is. I still think we're truly one of the only survival games that is a true RPG.
Is that on the screen
Not
because
a
of
light
me
one
or
that just
him?
boosts
That's him.
health stats and run speed, and that's all they do. But
Yeah, each build basically.
So
feels pretty
here's an
different.
interesting question because
You
I
still have to
I
shop around
contemplated
and
on
get anything
this
you want, I'm sure, out of more than just one tree.
before when I played Monkey. Do
Mhm.
you consider 7 Days to Die an RPG?
It's a survival game with RPG elements, is what I would consider it.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Because they were saying like it was an RPG, but I'm just in the back of my head like, is this game an RPG? I mean, you are role playing essentially as whatever
Well,
class you want to go into.
what we see on the screen right now is what makes it basically a computer RPG. So yeah,
It's better balanced.
no, for some reason that is me, and I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know how to get rid of this.
Than I've ever been before. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it.
so that's an overview on the skill rebalance. We did some survival rebalance.
It hasn't been there the whole stream.
Water, meaning so that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you want to show off like a dew collector and kind of talk about the changes there. Like
Angry said as much
Before,
of an RPG as
everybody
Fallout
just on day
is.
one.
That's a good point.
I mean, most RPGs these days, that's what it boils down to is, okay, you have a skill tree.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that is kind of the only real requirement.
Yeah.
One, basically, as soon as you get a forge, you can get a little bit of sand and you can craft 1,000 jars, fill them up with water, and water is done for the rest of your game, and your whole team has enough water forever. And this is a survival game. Water survival should be important, and it should be the most important thing almost. So what we did was we got rid of the jars, and now when you drink your water, it's gone, and there is no such thing as a jar or the concept of a jar anymore. But we added a dew collector. You can craft these. There's kind of one high-end part that is loot or purchase from a trader only that keeps you from crafting 100 on day one.
It really sucks that this is happening now because they're actually trying to show us something to build. How
Here's the
hell do I
thing.
get
The
that
jar-
big thing off the screen?
The jar situation,
Mm-hmm.
Monkey. I generally like the whole new water system or whatever. Overall, I think I'm fine with it. I could probably come up with a few gripes, but to be honest, I don't think it's that big of an issue. I'm totally with them on the fact that it is a survival game and water should be difficult to find. It shouldn't be as easy to find as it is in this game. I get that. But them claiming that the jars are gone and they don't exist anymore is ridiculous because they clearly do. And you're clearly using them to get water. The problem is, I don't think that, like, if they're gonna make the jars consumable, like, if you use it, it's gone forever. I think you should still be able to make them, but they should just have a one-time use. I think that would be better
Well,
than stopping you from being able to make them.
here's my problem with their. We got to make it more realistic. Nobody should be as thirsty as we are in the game. I have a full mason jar that should last me all day. I sip
Uh,
on it.
well,
There
I
should
mean,
be
it.
2 or 3 drinks out of it all day instead of just at one time chugging the whole goddamn thing.
I feel like
That's my. Go
as
ahead. I'm
much
sorry.
as you run around and swing giant weapons and shit and are in constant battles to the death with zombies, I feel like you get a pretty damn thirsty, significantly more thirsty than normal people would be, um, which I feel like makes sense in the world. Um, like I
I
said,
think
go ahead.
I think concentrating on the water is just the wrong way to go.
My question is, where do the jars go?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like when you use it, where does it go? Like they're like, okay, it's gone now. You drunk out of it. Does it just shatter in your hands after all the water's gone? Is that supposed to be the lore here?
No,
Is
we
it?
eat the glass for roughage. Um,
Well, we
no,
know what
look,
happens when you eat glass in this game.
indeed. If there was a zombie apocalypse, there's like 9 different lakes around me I could go to. Water's not that hard to find. Maybe if
Right.
you're in, it is Arizona, so maybe I don't know how many lakes they have out there. As long as this isn't, that's what I'm looking for here. Too involved. I
Hmm.
don't have a problem with the water change as long as it's not going to be like the food was when we first get into 20, and it's like there's no food anywhere.
For me, I feel like the best way to make this balance is take away the ability to craft jars. Like you can't craft them anymore. They can't be crafted in any way. You can still find them, but when you find them and use them, they're still a one-time use. But if you want to have a consistent stream of water, you have to use the stream. I mean the dew things or whatever. That's how you can get water. Otherwise, you can still find jars. They're still pretty rare, and you can fill them at lakes and stuff. But once you use them, they're gone. Outside of that, your primary way to get water is through these machines or these dew collectors. I think that would balance it perfectly, in my opinion.
I mean, that's fair enough, I guess.
Yeah,
All
because it's
right.
like you can't mass produce them, so that gets rid of that problem. They're still consumable, so you can't hoard them. That gets rid of that problem, and you can still fill up jars. Now they said you can drink water directly from lakes now, um, like
It
with your
doesn't.
hands.
It doesn't give you the shits anymore.
Well, they said it will. Like you can get a filter in your hat that'll automatically filter it for you and stuff.
Uh,
But if you need to in an emergency, you can just go to a body of water and drink. Which is cool. That's nice that they added that.
but you can do
Uh,
that now.
can you?
Yeah,
I don't think so. Not in seven
it's how you
days.
get dysentery.
No, you have to drink it out of the. You have to drink dirty water out of the bottle. You can't drink out of the lake.
Really, I swear you
Yeah.
could drink out of the lake.
No, you could do that in Ark.
Maybe I'm thinking of Green Hell. I don't know.
Yeah, you could do
All
it in
right,
Green Hell.
let's get a little more of their water thingy here. Sorry about the
Mm.
big thing in the middle of the screen. I don't know why it's hanging up there.
Yeah, it's fine.
one and ending up with the same situation as water being a non-issue. But these will roughly put out about 3 waters a day, and
That's it.
it'll take you
Yeah.
a few weeks
You're
of playing to probably before you get enough water to where you're satisfied with how much water you have.
Damn it, it was gone for a
I
second.
found myself constantly deciding, should I craft this thing and make duct tape and glue from my water that I have, or should I save it to drink because there's just not that water's not abundant like it was. And I've actually bought water and every drink I could find from a trader in a game. So it's it's not hard to survive on water if you focus on it, but it's completely a whole new element to the game for sure.
There's other things. So murky water is you can still boil if you find it, but there's no empty jars to fill anymore, as he said. And you can actually get a filtration mod in your helmet to make it so you can drink murky water direct too. So
yeah, you can drink from lakes, and there's like a hand animation where you're scooping the water into your mouth and drinking it and stuff. So you can survive without if you don't find any water if you're near a water source. But you have to worry about dysentery.
But okay, and well, maybe they'll explain it. Right now, if you drink murky water, you have a chance to get dysentery. If you get dysentery, the way you fix that is with tea. How do you make the tea? And if I had the tea, I wouldn't be drinking the murky water.
You have that helmet filter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're out and about and you didn't you got tea at home, like you didn't bring it, for example, and it's an emergency, you can. I would imagine making teas and other stuff is the same. I don't think that's changed. As long as you have a jar of clean water, you can turn it into tea.
I just feel like the focus on the water was just a dumb way to go. It's a needless complication. But I mean, it's their game, so I'll deal with it. We'll deal with not having water on hand.
The other way to fix the jar problem, too, is let's just say they wanted to give you, if they wanted to go back to allowing you to create them, there would have to be a huge either they would have to make the crafting time significantly longer, maybe a really long time to craft just one, to give it that this is a precious resource feel, or they would have to make it to where you need a lot of resources to do it.
See, you just said there to fix the water problem. I just don't feel like water's a problem.
I don't either, to be honest. But apparently they do. And like I said, I get their perception when they say that water is too abundant in this world. It's just so easy to come by, and it doesn't seem like it's an apocalyptic world when water is so readily available at any time. I get that. I understand that mindset, and based on their vision of what they want this game to be, that makes sense. I'm all right, but I don't think it's that important to me.
Sorry, dude. I'm restarting this to see if I can get rid of that on the screen there because it's bothering me.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have to watch an ad though. I get it, and they want to make it harder, and that's always every time we get an update, it's always to make the game harder, and that's fine. I just feel like water's such a weird way for them to have gone for this. The thing that's killing the survival of this game is people are getting water too easy.
Well, I mean, there's so with Monster Hunter, there's a concept where if you go to a particular biome, for example, let's just say the volcano biome, there's this item called the cold drink that you can drink in order to stop you from sweating and taking unnecessary damage and stuff, because you take damage over time if you're in a volcano biome and you're too hot. The problem is that this item is only used for this specific thing, and it's only to alleviate one specific problem that they created within the game. And it's something that you can get super easily. It's super cheap. So it almost really doesn't contribute to the game at all, because you only use it in one biome. It's only used for that specific scenario. They're super easy to come by. They're not hard. There's never really a problem. So eventually they got rid of it because they're this thing is just here for no reason. There's no reason to even have this concept built into the game because it serves no actual purpose. And I think that's how they were feeling about the water in this game. They're it's an apocalyptic game. Resources are supposed to be scarce, but you always have water 24/7. So why even have a thirst meter? It doesn't really seem like it matters all that much. So we need to make this portion of the game more relevant from a developer standpoint.
I just think it was a nonsensical thing to concentrate on.
Yeah, anyhow. Well, compared to what they could be focusing on, definitely.
Yeah. Let's make them thirsty. All right. Wait, why did it just go small instead of going? Play the damn video. Let's try that again. There we go.
and try to get as many of them going as you can, so that you can have enough glue to craft all the things
So-
that you're going to want to craft in Alpha 21.
And that right there is what bothers me. The only thing is, okay, now you just need to craft a shitload of these. Okay, so we're still gonna have plenty of water.
I
You know what I mean? He said it
Mhm.
makes 3 a day.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you and me are playing. If we have 4 of those set up, we'll be fine. We'll never run out of water. So
Right.
what did you really change there other than you got rid of jars, which we get so many of we throw away anyway? All right. Anyway, sorry.
Because crafting is huge in 21 compared to previous versions of the game.
I hope so because I like crafting.
Yeah, crafting's always been a huge part
I
of the
think that
game.
covers that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't drink from toilets anymore.
So before
Saying
you
something about
before you judge this
Who was
change, and
drinking
say
from
it's
toilets?
not good. You need to
I don't
know
know who was drinking
really,
from toilets.
it is good.
It's a big change, but I really love the decision. Hey, do I need glue or do I need to survive? You know. and instead
Did
of
you
just
hear
having
what they were
water-
just saying? They were obviously reading the chat and like, hey,
Mhm.
calm down. Wait till you get to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who likes this change. Even you defending it were like you were trying to make a reason for it.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to see it from their perspective, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm like, oh, this is a good idea. They should have absolutely done that. I just
Right.
like, part of the way that I consider stuff when it comes to games, especially changes in games, is like, well, where are they coming from with this? Like let me try to figure this out from their perspective. Just to kind of make myself feel better about the change.
I can't wait to play Water Collector Simulator.
Everybody's gonna have like 10 of these on top of their base.
Yeah.
really good survival element.
It
With
sounds
the
worse
whole
than it
team-
is, everybody. Just
The whole team
You have to tell people it sounds worse than it is. Is that not a hint for you? Shit.
enjoys it a lot. You know,
God,
don't
so
worry.
I think if the
Don't-
team likes
don't
it,
worry.
you guys are usually like what the testers.
Well, I mean, every other game I've ever played before this, on day 5, I had 1,000 jars and water was no problem by day 3, maybe, or day 4.
Yeah, if
And-
it's not a challenge, it's not fun. That's a fact.
Is that survival, or is that just sort of like, why even have the feature in there? But
Yeah, so it was either let's make water a little bit of a challenge and not just an afterthought, or let's just remove water from the game.
But you didn't do that. If I can set up 4, 5, 6 of those things and never have to worry about water because I have those, what did you change?
I mean, but that is the obstacle, though. You still have to. You still
I
kind of
have to
set
build
'em
those
up.
things.
Yeah, and you also too. It's not like you can get. Like you can't like bring jars to it and just fill them off of it. You know what I mean? Like so. It's still gonna be. You're still gonna have. At the end of the day, this decision is going to leave you with less water than you could get before, and I think that was the goal. I don't think they cared how much less. They just wanted it to be less.
No, they specifically want it to be part of the game where it's something you have to worry about, and that's fine. But from what they've described, I'm not going to have to worry about water.
We won't, but maybe less proficient people will.
Look, the schlubs who can't play as well as us might, but to hell with them.
Completely. And this is what we come up with. I hope you guys like it.
I hate it already.
If it's a big bomb,
I don't think it'll be that bad.
yeah,
Anyway, so
I don't think it'll be like I
so
said. It's not
that's
game
some
breaking for me.
survival changes there. So
It just seems
we
unnecessary.
looked
Is
at
all.
some in Navigaine. So Navigane's got a lot of updates. Will has been
I apologize. There's a storm moving in. That's what you're hearing in the background here. I apologize.
I don't hear it.
adding new locations, using some of the newest terrain features in Unity, and our world tool improvements that in-house that we've done to continue to improve Navigaine and add new locations to it. I think we already kind of like showed quite a bit of that. So I think we
Can we talk about that for a minute? They need to stop on Navsgain and make a second official map.
I wouldn't be against that.
Navsgain is fine, especially if you're starting out. But at this point, if you and I went to play a game and you pulled me into Navsgain, I would cuss you out. I've been there way too many times.
We could go into maybe the idea of loot containers, some of the changes there that we've done.
Sure.
So
Hey, they got an outhouse.
So
Cool.
a lot of the stuff we thought should go poof and go bye-bye and get out of your way, so you're not checking empties of everything.
Oh
all the
yeah.
time.
That's a huge quality of life feature. Yeah, I used to run into, oh, this has already been looted. This is looted. This is looted. You'll never ever see that ever again. Everything you loot disappears. You know. And it's subtle, but hey.
Whoa.
Monkey. Initially, I thought this was a really good call.
Why?
And then I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. But those things they would refill at the end of the loot week. So I'm just like, oh wait, maybe this is not actually a great idea. Now the concept of getting rid of, I don't think so.
Ooh.
Yeah, the concept of getting rid of unnecessary clutter, I don't think is a necessarily bad thing. And I didn't mind that this was happening like to the trash bags and stuff, because I'm like, whatever. What are the chances you're gonna find something amazing in trash? But when I saw it happening to the nests, I'm like, ooh, actually that's not great, because eggs are already hard enough to come by. And your best bet to stock up on them was to go back to nests that refilled. So that kind of sucks.
Does it happen to cars?
No, it just happens to any type of garbage containers. Yeah, like little boxes and garbage bags, that type of stuff.
The stuff that's small disappears. The stuff that's big converts to an open, empty container with no.
Yeah, large objects show
no UI. Like a stove would show an open stove instead of a stove.
So is nothing gonna refill ever?
I don't know about that with the large containers. I think they're just setting it like whenever something's empty, they're giving you a visual cue to let you know it's empty, so you don't have to check it again. So like when you check a car, if you take everything out of it, all the doors will open to let you know that car has been checked. So when you come back, if the doors are closed, there's shit in it again. If that makes sense.
No, I hear you, but maybe they described that in a minute. But from what they described right there, it said they convert to a different object. So I'm curious on that.
Yeah, that terminology.
It'll make you explore more if stuff doesn't refill.
That's true. Right. It'll keep you from like staying in one place.
Yeah, you can still have your base wherever you want it, but you get your motorcycle, you better go check another town if you want stuff. I could actually get behind that. Except for the eggs, because I need my eggs.
Yeah. So it has loot in it. And then so you no longer have to like run your cursor over so many objects that you tired of that aspect.
You can see at a glance.
I never got tired. I knew what I'd already checked.
It's very quality of life.
See that house?
I love it.
I did on fire there.
Show that later. Man, I am just walking up on a house that's shooting fire out the top. What's that? Nothing. I didn't see anything.
I used to run.
They're playing that off like, what is that? You've already announced that on the forum many times. That's not a secret, homie.
Down the roads, and there'd be like a garbage bag, and I used to chop them up, and it was so annoying because I didn't want to check that garbage bag every time I ran down the road to see if there's something in it.
Just check it in 7 days when it reloads, Joel.
You do the trash sack, it just goes poof, like it blew away in the wind or whatever.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice.
That hurts because that is a good place to get duct tape.
Oh yeah, and paper for shotgun shell.
Never ever see an empty garbage bag ever
I feel
Probably
like
one of
that's
the
a
only
change
changes
they're gonna
is
go
the
back
I
on.
don't know. It's not a downside. It's just what you're used to. Is that, you're like, oh well, I used to use those as a storage container, but if they're empty, they no longer become.
I didn't talk to you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to be a snob about this game.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Who the fuck was using trash bags on the street as your storage containers? The hell is wrong with you?
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, wait, people do that? Is that a? I
You
mean,
know-
I've used like a car or like a trash can or something just to like I need to, but never like a fucking
A
bag
trash
of
bag on the
garbage on the
street?
floor.
Sansa, if we were playing and I came across a trash bag and it was filled with stuff that I could tell you put in there, we would have had a talk. That's all I'm saying.
I hope you know that you stating that would be problematic for you is probably going to incentivize that.
Yeah, but now you can't do it. They took it away. So,
well, hold on. You have to take
Hold on.
stuff out of it first for it to destroy. So if I just throw stuff in it,
oh, that's interesting. If you take the stuff that was in there and put other stuff, does it still destroy?
I don't know.
Hey, we'll see.
Interactable storage containers. They're just ajarred refrigerator doors, and
you can put stuff in them, and then they won't disappear.
Oh, they just said, yeah, you could do that.
right, or they convert to the open version.
Yeah, but it's just easy to make a quick chest out of a couple pieces of wood and pop it, put it down. That's
Exactly, Joel.
So so that's some changes. Oh wait, if you go to the honeypot room of tier 1 through 5 levels now, there's special kind of hero loot containers now that
This part
not
was
in
funny.
Alpha 20. I think the only one, maybe the big
I
5
like that
box
they call
might
it
have
the
been
honeypot
there, but
room.
The rest of them are.
Yeah, I never
Those
even
are
heard
ones,
that
twos,
term
threes.
before.
I've heard honeypot before, but you and I call it the loot room,
Yeah, the fucking treasure room. That's what we call
treasure
it.
room. Yeah. All right.
Or have
Yeah, so if maybe you kind of
hero loot boxes.
can no clip through to the loot room in here and show them what a tier 1 special box is. I don't
This
know
place,
where
in
it is.
fact,
Hold on.
did not
They
have a
all-
loot
they have some
room.
pretty good loot in them.
Did not have what? I'm sorry.
I said he was trying to insist that all POIs have loot rooms now, and they picked the one building that didn't for this example.
He's already done it. He did it back at the little place that he showed a while ago, the small military base.
Mm-hmm.
We already saw it.
So
We'll
you
find
get
it.
excited when you see them.
Yeah, no clip. I don't know
Where's
where it
that?
is.
Wasn't it in the garage?
I've never been to
bedroom or-
this one,
It's
actually.
in the roof, maybe
It's in the roof. Monkey.
ceiling.
I've
It's in
played
the
it, but I
ceiling
can't
of this
remember.
trailer home.
Go up. It's in the roof of it or something. I think.
Probably. Maybe.
Yeah, it's in the roof of the trailer home.
No, up
Well,
inside that roof. I think.
Obviously.
Try it. No?
Yeah, try it. It's obviously
Try
up
it.
there.
Where is it? Come
Go to
on.
another house, maybe.
I'd have been mad as fuck. Like, are you stupid?
how
This
they
is
say
a
it's
trailer
in every
home.
single
There is
one
no
now.
fucking
No, it
seal. Like,
is.
what are you talking about?
Wasn't there the little loot crate there in the garage?
I don't know. There was an A crate in there. I don't know if that counted as the treasure room because there wasn't the wooden one with the the special one that they added.
I thought in level 1s it was the one that has the ropes around it. I swear I saw that in there.
Yeah, I didn't.
Huh.
If
It
you
is.
did see it in there, then yeah, that was it.
Is there
Are
a
you sure
basement
it
or
wasn't
something?
in
No,
Maybe it
you
was
find
in
the
here.
loot.
Oh no, it's just a passing gas. Never mind. That's my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw
If
too.
it's there. It's like there's always a big pile of loot in every.
There's always a
Uh,
big pile of loot and all the things.
Not in that place.
No
That's
underground.
not it. Maybe it's down. Is there?
No?
No.
No
Go to another
underground?
POI. Maybe it hasn't been. Maybe the guys might have missed, or they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, I remember
They're
this
doing
one.
some conversion passes yet, if you will.
This is what
Wait,
he was
so-
looking for.
Every POI has it, even like this kind of house, the burned out little crappy ones.
Well, that was the claim, but we saw that that's not true.
True, but if that is what they're working on and they pull that off, awesome.
Yeah, because now we don't have to be like, okay, which POI is worth going to?
Right?
Nice.
Now I have a question about this. Open that chest.
There,
There's
there it is. There's
Yeah,
a hero
yeah.
right there.
That's
No,
the hero loot box.
oh,
right
Yeah,
there.
open that shit up. Open
That
it.
one? Are we talking
Yeah,
about the wood crate?
yeah.
And you
Take
open it
everything
up,
out. I
and
want to
it
see something.
goes poof.
He didn't take everything out.
You take all
There
the
we go.
stuff.
Mm-mm,
No,
that one.
That one
it
doesn't.
did.
They're
Oh, it
special.
doesn't?
Yeah, I don't think
But
the
that
hero
one did.
crates do.
Okay. I thought. Oh,
The-
yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of the
The
airdrop.
rule is if they
So that one should reset whatever you have your reset at.
Right.
have a non-lootable and lootable model version, like a stove that has an ajar lid versus a stove that doesn't, as an example.
Yeah, everything's got
Yeah.
everything's got like an open versions now, which is really handy. Like the
So
desk
That
will
is
have the
actually
doors
kinda
pulled
handy.
Open if it's been looted already. Like that
So
one,
there's
that
a-
dresser's right there. You can see this. Keep the doors open.
So each tier has a special container that is recognizable and looks really nice.
Do you think they have an open and closed toilet?
Um,
They
you can see
should.
all kinds of stuff.
Based
They
on the
should.
logic they're going by.
Models, all kinds of.
Oh yeah, those look fantastic.
Let's go, Joel. Why don't you talk about the spear update? We've done some
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
with
the
spear.
with
Alpha 21, I'm definitely maining Spear now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the biggest issue with the Spear, and a lot of people never really considered this or thought about it, I'm like, the weapon was automatically inferior to every other weapon because it didn't have a power attack.
Yeah.
I'm
absolutely.
like, that thing alone made it completely inferior to everything else. You had a basic attack, and then you basically had to unarm yourself. Those were your only choices. And even though it had the range advantage, like, it's still, that you could deck out one thing that they brought up too is you could put a bunch of attachments on your spear and have it all decked out and shit and throw it and then lose it forever. It's just gone, And
Yep, all those
I'm
mods.
yeah, and it just ruined it. Now, I feel like depending on how they scale, because they said they scaled the damage and stuff and made it a bit better. I feel like we might be getting into OP territory, with this one. So we'll have to
Might
see.
be.
But
The spear was good when you could use it. If they were gonna make the throw itself should have been a power attack, and instead it was just like a regular attack.
well, no, it is. The throw attack is
Eh.
stronger. The problem is you lose your weapon. Like that was the issue, is like you have to literally pull your weapon back out of the zombie. So it wasn't really viable, especially if you were dealing with more than one zombie. So you literally did not have a power attack if you only had one spear. You just had your basic. Now, some people can argue that the extra block space for the range was the power up in itself. They're like, oh, that's what makes it OP. And I'm like, I mean, that's what makes it slightly better than the others, but it's still a problem. So I think they need to add the range benefit to other weapons that are larger like that. So the sledgehammer should have that range benefit, just like the spear does, and maybe the machete.
The other problem with the spear is space.
Mm.
Because if you were gonna throw spears, you had to carry more than one.
Yeah.
No
Exactly.
other melee weapon did you have to carry more than one.
Yeah. Was it necessary for you to have multiple? Like that.
Yeah.
That was the point that I was making, and also too, just like arrows, when you shoot them into enemies, there's a chance you could lose them. Spears were the exact same way, and all it took too was a zombie to fall the right way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If the zombie fell and your spear was just like it hit them in the back and they fell on their back, that's it. The spear's gone now.
Dude, is it okay if I step away for just a minute? Can you chat with the audience?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you want me to start the video or just want me to wait?
Yeah. Just go ahead and start it. I'll let you know if you missed anything.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's been so long. What do we do? What did we do?
Well, I think a lot of consideration was
There you go, everybody. That.
Oh, you can't throw it anymore. That's right.
Yeah.
So you can no longer throw your spear or lose your spear. I know some people might be bummed out, but it's got a power attack now, and so it behaves similar to all the other weapons.
well, if you invested a bunch in a spear and then you had to
Yeah.
you threw it and lost it, you'd be like, where's my awesome purple spear that has mods on it installed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
exactly.
became an issue.
it was. I think most people would get upset when they lost their spear, and that's your main weapon. You don't want to lose it, and then you're defenseless without it every time you threw it. So we come up with a new design to kind of make it play like the other weapons of the game. It's still got fantastic range, good, and I think it does more damage. But when I did my spear build, I remember it was
Yeah,
this
no,
is a little
it's
weak.
Yeah,
Let's
the
bump
spear's
it up.
gonna be
So it's got a
OP.
very nice, powerful power attack.
if
now,
you actually
so
hit, it does great damage.
it's
If you
pretty
don't
nasty
hit, it
and it's got
sucks.
great range. I think most players will enjoy the change.
It we had to weigh the losing it aspect with that. You can see that you can poke through that hole in the door. There you could do
Yeah,
that
that's so
in Alpha
awesome.
20.
Yep.
Now what about vehicle physics? I know there's been some change vehicle physics in that.
We made
Changes pretty big.
vehicles, and before you could pretty much abuse the crap out of them, and it was just a kind of experimental first version of vehicles. But now they're more in line with what we want to ship with. So basically, if you ram head on to into a tree, you're going to do some pretty severe damage to your vehicle. And then
I talked about before. I
repair
think this is a good
not,
change.
It's simple and normal. You use a repair kit, but the more hit points a vehicle has, the more repair kits it's going to take. And then
Sorry about
your mechanics.
They're talking about vehicles now. Lon.
Influence how much repair you actually do.
Oh,
So there's actually
This is a
reason
change
to
I
buy
really like.
the mechanic perk now because it'll help you save on
The
repair
vehicles
kits
take significantly
and
more
once you get
damage when you crash.
probably repair
That's
your
not
vehicle
good for
fully
you and me.
if you're fully maxed out.
I know, but I like it
10
though.
10 of them to fix a pretty
Because
trashy
think about it.
vehicle. So you
Pause it real
save
quick.
on your
Think
duct
about it.
tape and
Since we've played this game,
uh-huh.
how many times have you used repair kits on vehicles since we first started?
Maybe a dozen.
Yeah. And we've had, what, thousands of hours in this game?
Yeah, we've had probably dozens and dozens of different vehicles.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. We hobbled these fucking vehicles
Look.
together with a bunch of scrap shit that we found. And they're like tanks. You never need to repair them unless you
That's just because
unless you do
I'm-
damage on them yourself.
I'm really good at making quality vehicles. That's what it is.
Ah, okay. I see.
Yeah, I'm like Ford Motors up in this bitch, or Chrysler, whoever makes good vehicles.
Much better than all the people who built the cars before this apocalypse. I would
Yes,
imagine.
absolutely. I'm like the Volvo of the apocalypse. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's just one thing. Like gas was always like a relevant, problem to have.
Yeah.
You always had to worry about gas, but like that was one thing. Even the bikes, I don't think I've ever repaired a bike ever in this game, except for when somebody like accidentally shot my bike and I noticed that it was damaged. But it's not like I needed to. I just did because I didn't like
Oh.
to see that it was damaged.
I have never repaired one because, oh my God, it's going to blow up. Never.
Yeah,
It
and
was
that's what I'm
because,
talking. That's
oh,
what I
it's-
mean.
It's down to 70%. I'll fix it just because.
Exactly. And that was the point
Yeah.
that I was trying to make. It's just like it was so the fact that they took damage, like I was talking about with the water before, was completely pointless because there was never an urgency to repair them.
I hear you. I just know this is going to affect me negatively.
No,
This is
man,
for-
it'll teach you how you'll start driving a lot better when you gotta repair that
the hell I
motherfucker.
will. No more. Well, they gave us more roads, so maybe I won't be going cross country so often anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
and all your materials and your repair kits, you probably want to if you're a crappy driver like Lathan is here, you might want to buy some perks to cheapen the cost and be a better repairman. So
Here, let me do this for a second so I can see the number.
but kind of the idea is, you're driving in a vehicle,
Before we get too far away from it, I do want to say this. I do wish they would come up with a system going back to arrows and spears. I know we can't throw the spears anymore, but when we had them, do what they do in Medieval Dynasty, where there's a way to find them. You know what I mean? Where you can highlight them.
Wait, highlight what again?
Spears and arrows.
Oh, like when you go into into your like sense mode or whatever, you can like
Yeah.
see them. Okay.
Like if you had used them well enough, you get pretty good at figuring out where they are. So you got this little almost second sense, or sorry, sixth sense, I guess, because we have 5. A sixth sense. We're like, okay, I shot it over there, so I know it's over there. You know what I mean? Since they're getting rid of the throwing of the spear anyway, it's not a big deal now, but it would have been a way to go.
Didn't they have that with the spear though? Like, didn't your spear kind of like flash or something like that to let you know that it was?
I think only if you got really close and hovered over it.
Hmm.
I don't think you could see it from a distance.
Gotcha.
Not for
Yeah.
maybe you could.
I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking, because I don't really know for sure.
I didn't use spears very much because they weren't very good. They were fine in if you're at a horde base and you're stabbing somebody through a door.
What's up, Zach?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, spears are gonna be way, like, I think they're gonna shoot up in popularity because it's
having that power attack. Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can be some emergent gameplay here, and you're just driving down the road,
taking
and your
a lot of damage from that.
Repair kit, and a zombie runs out.
Well, yeah, you're smashing a vehicle into a
my
wall.
vehicle's broke, and I'm stranded in wasteland. Holy crap! What kind of stories?
Oh, damn! And now it won't work.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Where before,
You're
you know,
screwed,
vehicles,
homie.
you'd never repaired them. You could just ram into stuff.
He's not wrong
nonstop.
about that. He's not.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so then when it's dead,
it's still pretty forgiving, guys. It's not
yeah,
like,
it's not crazy.
He ran that into that wall repeatedly pretty well, and he hit a bunch of crap coming in anyway. So I have no problem with this change.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. Once again, immersion.
Other than the fact I know I'm going to have to carry more repair kits with me.
Yeah, you did see repair kits only repair a vehicle by 25%.
I did not, but God damn, yeah, I'm going to have to carry a bunch of those.
Yeah, it only repairs a vehicle by 25% from what I see.
I mean, it takes quite a few head-on collisions to be 0% health.
Yeah, I think you're about to show that
your head
now.
will have more health too. So, but yeah, it's just something to just make it so it's not OP and you just can't run over zombies nonstop and not have to answer.
So yeah, there'll be a little bit of like damage from zombies, and of course, if you run into a wall, I think it's worse.
What's I mean, that was only 3% for hitting
the gate
fence. What is it for hitting a zombie?
You know, you just have to watch where you're going a little bit, and it's not a problem.
Wow.
You can't drive like a complete fool like you used to. But I think it's
I don't know. I don't think he runs over a zombie.
We're gonna have to learn how to drive better.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We just don't have enough repair kits.
Stories, you know, and I hit something and broke down out in the middle of nowhere, and I had to walk home or had to dig into my pack and repair my kit when zombies were running at me, and it was scary. You know,
14% off.
Pretty cool.
So
hit that chicken.
There's a
wow.
Worked everything too, so it's
work chicken.
You know, there isn't any buggy.
That chicken took him down to 33%.
All I hit was a little pebble and it broke my car. There's none of that, so he was pretty thorough.
I don't know that chicken.
Different use
cases.
Chicken
you can drive through a lot of stuff. It's like I was on a bike playing in the riding a bike through the wasteland. I mentioned that, and off road, and that's probably like the worst case scenarios because it has all those hunks of metal and cinder blocks.
Oh yeah.
True story.
Most other biomes you can drive off road pretty good on anything.
It's a little more realistic now. You wouldn't do that, and even if it was an apocalypse, I don't think people would be driving over cinder blocks with their car. So you know, it's a little more realistic, and
if they're smart.
Can you? There's a POI named Funeral Home 01 that I want to talk about hazards and triggers a little bit. I don't know if it
are we gonna see the fire now,
or the teleporter actually works or not.
Funeral Home 01.
Yeah, they updated the Am I'm Gone Funeral Home.
Give yourself a little juice. Can you turn the time of day to brighter?
This is the third one I've seen of this.
Get a mining helmet or something.
It's probably the weather that's made it dark.
Yeah.
There's kind of a bug with foggy weather where it just blackens the interiors out.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
That's done.
Get yourself a helm
W.
there, buddy.
Do that.
Press W.
Anyway, the guys have Lathan is put in this scripting system, and it went into Alpha 20 where we can trigger stuff, we can do hazards, we can.
That mining helmet did not start with a light on it.
No, it did not. Maybe because he just.
Interesting.
It's probably because he got it out of the cheat box or whatever.
Maybe.
Because most of the
and
ones you
guys are
find
putting
have
more
one.
and more like level triggers, like keys by back doors, switches that do things, open garage doors, etc., and hazards that you can find the solution to get through by finding the valve to turn off the flame hazard. And then this POI has a kind of a flame hazard aspect
Wait a second. Turn
in it.
Oh, kill her. Turn back to the front. I need to see something. Is that the fat guy? That
Hmm?
picture, is that actually one of the zombies?
No.
Show. So we're
I don't
continuing
think
to
so.
kind of integrate more and more of that type of stuff, interactivity.
I like how the
into
funeral home
locations.
is set up as like somebody just had a funeral, like there was a funeral in progress.
And you have to figure it
Yeah.
out. A little puzzle to solve.
Okay,
It's kinda
there we
cool.
go. There's a
There's
flame
a
hazard
picture.
right there.
Trying to figure out. Oh, there they are. I heard them. Okay.
And
It's
then
fire.
the zombie comes out of there. That's so cool.
Here.
And so
I'll go ahead and take some damage for you, just so you can.
Why are you going to set yourself on fire?
crouch. So the way through is to crouch through there, and it's
Did you notice what happened there, Monkey?
Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
He moved real slow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
so
When you
the-
go through
the
those
smart
traps, they
guy
slow
will do
you
that.
too.
The smart
No,
guy will
don't do that.
will actually kind of study the environment.
So you can't just like sprint through the fire.
See there.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah,
would've
it
killed
actually
me.
slows your movement. Which,
Well,
if
you run
those
through
fire
there,
things
you
become
know,
something that you can possibly build in the game, you know that creates some interesting bases.
It does, but I doubt they're going to give us fire control.
That would be great. I mean, we could fucking if we play our cards right, we could manipulate this space and just fucking build around it and have the zombies have to funnel through it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. We can figure that. Oh, absolutely. We can figure that out.
Yeah, I'm kind of pumped about that to test that out.
I'm thinking zombies have to walk through the fire, and above them, there's a blade trap spinning.
Hmm.
Or even below them, a blade trap spinning.
hallway where you could sprint. You probably wouldn't.
So show them how to,
Well,
how
it
to get by.
slows you down, so it
Oh,
catches
does it?
you on fire. Yeah, you can't go
Yeah.
through there without dying.
Oh man.
Once you turn it off, I wonder if you can turn it back on.
I like how they're surprised by that.
So show them how what they should be
Well,
doing.
as
so you
we've
could probably
mentioned
guess.
before, they're not the best at their own
Look,
You
game.
know what to do.
Yeah. Oh, I got it.
There you go.
They
You
know how to make it, not necessarily how to play it.
Got
copy
this.
him. You
It's so
got-
funny.
You're not you can't walk through the cremation device, if you will, in this funeral home, so there's lots more of interactivity like that, garage doors and keys to unlock the back door, etc. A lot
Man,
of
you know how many
special
times I've made a
triggering that couldn't
base
be
in the
done
funeral
before that
home?
make
Both
POIs
both
more
the old one,
fun
the new one.
Definitely.
I'm probably
was,
gonna have to do one of these.
and you'll
Go ahead.
I was thinking about the other day the one we made that was right across the street from the. It was in the desert biome. We were across the street from the apartment building or the
Oh, yeah,
was it a
yeah.
hotel or apartment building? Yeah. When we
I think it was the apartment building.
we kept having issues with all those fucking wolves.
That's the Navs gain one.
Mm-hmm.
see that. You guys have been doing a really good job. So
All right, so Squishy got to go to work soon, so we
A
might have
couple
to
of-
finish this a little bit later.
That's cool. Do you want to wrap it
Yeah.
up right now?
We got like we'll give it like 15 more minutes.
folks over at Titanium, Raphael and Hayden have been working on reworking our water system, and with there's a clipping plane for block shapes so that water can conform. There's more water in POIs, if you will.
Their water
I don't know if,
demonstration
like,
was
like Water Works or whatever, something like that, has a lot of POI,
not great.
a lot of water in it. Or I don't really
They're
have a
working on
POI
it. They're working
on
on
my.
it.
They got
They're
the point
changing it.
across, but
Yeah, they're changing it so the water's not blocks anymore.
yeah, I mean it still technically is, but like it's supposed to fill areas that don't have water in it based on
Yeah.
gravity better, which they were trying to showcase, but it wasn't really doing them justice.
Well, let's see.
On my list.
I mean, there's waterworks.
Let's see if that one still has.
Does Waterworks
like,
even have water in it?
or something? You know,
Mhm.
I would assume that
The,
you would remove the water.
Oh,
little pool-
downstairs, right?
Yeah,
if it
little
has-
corridors with the spikes
you
in
may or may
the
not have time
mines.
to integrate
And little bastards running
flooded
around in
areas,
it.
etc. This is
Right here.
may or may not be. We may have to go to Navigain and you know, you can get like that
there's
pistol
some
that.
water.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but it's
there's water in here.
all
It
squared.
looks better. Enemies can get through it better. It conforms to the space better.
It'd be better to find like
I-
a lake or something.
I don't need enemies to get better or through it better.
Whatever.
No, it's bad enough the zombies
anyway,
can fucking
there's-
swim in this
it-
game.
The level designers are using it
Uh-huh.
effectively and levels way better. And,
I don't know what they were smoking when they
swimming
added that.
pools and hot tubs and flooded areas, and the flow code has been improved. It's more performant.
I went too far.
It looks better. It doesn't have all the bugs, and it conforms to, like, you got that one pistol that destroys like.
I mean, that does look better.
Yeah,
ju-
the
I mean,
flow code's all
as it's
new,
generated right there.
Flow into areas.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Let's see.
It's just kind of shoot at the
Yeah, it looks like instant, like it's just filling in as opposed to like having that weird glitch.
You can see it.
Yeah.
It flows a lot better.
What
without
are you
problems.
doing?
He was going down so he can like have the water flow in through over there.
Gotcha.
You just want to drown, don't you?
See,
I'm trying. There it goes.
Oh, there we go. That is actually much better than it is right now.
yeah.
So that type of stuff.
And I thought that showcase was good enough,
Yeah,
but then they started trying to do
and,
other shit, and it just started looking ridiculous.
They just had there was a little problem right there. Or maybe that's because he clipped through.
It's one of the harder things to engineer is dynamic.
Oh.
Well, they were trying to like fill a
Thanks,
hole
and,
or something, just to like let you
Ah.
know how the water just like naturally flows into stuff, but it wasn't working
You
the
wanna-
way they were
Can you
trying.
get a
to-
water block and
they were
place some?
planning it.
Yeah, sure. Here, let's
Yeah, what happens if you just place a water block on land?
That's the right one.
I'm
Yeah, I think
curious.
just try that one. Wait, is there two different ones? POI and
You see it? You notice how it's like
no, I see.
it's designed to like pour out of each side.
Oh,
If that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
There's only one.
POI water.
But they were trying to figure out like, is this even
Is it
the
a bucket?
correct fucking block for this? And
It
I'm
was
like, I don't
bucket.
see no other block.
Yeah, because that actually makes sense with
No,
how it
that would
filled
be
up.
it.
It's just going to go north, south, east, or west. It's not going to
Yeah.
oh, there's
northeast,
that spot there.
southwest. That kind of
It's kinda
thing
black
isn't a
around
thing.
here.
Also,
'Cause
too,
this
there is no
Pile it up in the
non
middle there. Yeah, just
there
kinda
is no
like a pile.
non-dev water block because you can't use it to build things.
Right.
It'll evaporate after a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just
Kind
makes
of a
sense
bad
because it is
example
still
right
a
there.
block game. So
Should've dug a
it
hole.
does look a lot
Yeah.
better.
Let's dig a.
Build a pool.
I know we need a pool here, everybody. Let's make it fancy.
You know, this would be helpful. I mean, it looks nicer, so that
Mm.
that is nice. But this would be a lot more helpful in like Alpha 16 when
Somebody asked me to make
you
them
could
a
actually
pool in
use
their
water to
backyard,
stop
but they did
zombies.
Too good, so
Lathan's Hardware and Pool Service.
yeah. Let's not start that one.
Hey, Monk, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Where'd that
Yeah,
guy
go
come
ahead,
from?
go ahead. Doing it
Came out of the
here
ground.
again, all it does is make it
I'm
pretty. It
electric,
doesn't
I'm okay.
doesn't help me in any way as a player.
Anybody know the reference?
No, I didn't hear you,
Anybody
bro. I was
old?
talking over you.
Anybody old enough to know the reference?
Okay, see, yeah, I think this is just a bad. Is this the right? This doesn't
should
feel
be-
like the right block, actually.
I think there's another water block, but we don't know.
Yeah.
That's for POIs.
I don't
There's
think
a,
that's
there's
the
a
right
different one,
one.
but I don't know what it's called.
What's the bucket?
Try the bucket just for
Okay,
curious. 'Cause I don't.
What is what is it labeled as? Bucket of water. River water.
It just does the same block for you, homie.
It does the same thing.
You'd have to dig that
This
slower, I
does
would
not
guess.
nearly
Well,
as
that looks
impressive as-
better.
Yeah, it looks a little better. Anyway,
Huh.
Maybe it's a hidden item. Did you turn on the dev flag or whatever to see all the hidden stuff?
Turn on the fly your dev flag, guys.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, it's better, everybody. It's way
All right.
better than it was before. I mean,
Monty Python, somebody got it. All right.
It
Right
runs
on.
better for sure. It's not gonna.
yeah, it's
the
a lot
server
more
comes with a
performant.
call.
It's it flows better.
And this is
Whether we pick the right one or not, I mean, it's
one of those things that they do. Yes, it looks better, but it doesn't help the game. So move along.
you can,
Yeah.
I don't think we picked the right one. But it is kind
Yeah.
Well,
of filling out
I know
down
that
there.
the level designers are using it, and they're not complaining. So it actually
Yeah.
works well in locations, and there seems to be a lot less weird, strange cases with world water when you're trying to like dig next to a bank and a river and etc.
Except
Yeah,
for
the
right now,
digging
whenever
that they
we
did
do
right
show
next
it
to
off,
the ocean
then
there was
it does
fine.
weird
Yeah.
stuff. But I feel like that's just everything. Everybody. Sometimes stuff happens whenever you're trying to show it off. It decides to go, oh, I'll show you.
You're not going to let us use it
So
anyway. So
let's-
move along. Seriously.
There's a little bit of change to
I got
Wandering
it,
Hordes.
Justin.
Let's shift over to Wandering Hordes.
Oh,
There's been some changes to Wandering Hordes.
what's the change with the
Okay.
hordes? Pull it up.
So, Joel, you got your notes there?
I care much more about that than I do the water system.
I don't know anything about Wandering Hordes.
All right, so here's all right.
I'm back.
All right, so I know the changes, so I'll talk about.
They're
that
getting
then.
ready to talk
And
about changes to the
so we
wandering
increased
hordes.
the chance for loot bags from Wandering Hordes. To
Oh
increase
yeah,
the
I think I like this
on,
change.
meaning they wouldn't hardly drop. And in addition, you're not going to see them right before a blood moon. So we've lessened that chance.
Thank God.
We've made loot bags drop regardless of the enemy. If it's a bunch of dogs or if it's a bear, if you take on a zombie bear in a wandering horde, we think you should get a loot bag, and there should be a reward for the fact
I
that you
agree.
took it on. So the
I
chances are
agree.
better, there.
Although
So
I will say, hang on.
win-win.
I don't think dogs and bears should be in wandering hordes. It's kind of a dick move. It should be tied to whether or not I have an AK.
If AK, wandering horde. If no AK, no wandering horde.
You know how many times I've been killed on day one by packs of dogs?
Oh, you've told me several times.
And that is not fair in any way.
No, but it is hilarious.
It is funny, but fuck those dogs.
There.
No, hashtag do not
But,
fuck those dogs.
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
Lathan and Zach
Oh.
have been working.
You got to see it that one time we went in that city and you're like, it looks like a dog place. And what happened to me?
Well, to be fair, I did leave that disclaimer out there.
But we were still, what was that, day 2? Day
Man,
2, they
what-
said a dog horde?
That was a monkey. Do you realize how long ago that was?
That was I think that was either our first or second playthrough.
That was 16? Alpha 16,
Yeah.
I think.
That
was
was-
actually that was the alpha when they first added the large cities in the
Yes.
not the prefabs, the custom maps or whatever.
Random gen.
Random gens, yeah.
Yeah.
And and I remember because specifically they were so janky and so weird and just oddly placed that we thought it was just so funny because it was so just kind of random.
That is the playthrough that gave us one of our most infamous bases.
Oh yeah.
We'd been playing so long and everything had been set up so well, and you decided you were going to go build a base, and we got the butthole.
Yeah, that's how we ended up with the butthole.
That is where the butthole came from.
Oh, and the original, nothing beats the original, man. That original one was
doesn't.
so crazy.
That one was great. All right.
I miss the underground base days.
You've been watching some streams.
You can
for
still
that.
do it.
I mean,
You just have to, we don't get those spikes for them to fall on, so it makes it a little bit harder.
Hmm.
Haven't, and there's a lot of work that's gone into that. You can actually view Twitch from a mobile device now, iPhone,
Oh,
Samsung,
they were talking about the new
phone,
the new
smartphones,
Twitch
tablets,
integration.
and
Oh,
actually interact with your favorite streamer. Correct?
Yes.
So now
Yes.
they've added new interactions and stuff for subs and follows and stuff.
oh, gotcha.
I mean, I can give just a very brief description because everybody, if you want to see more about that, I do actually stream that a lot of nights a week, so you can just come and see it. But we've added a Twitch extension. We've added custom events for subs, gift subs, hype trains, creator goals,
Oh, that's
channel point
awesome.
redemptions.
Yeah, that's cool.
Most systems that Twitch offers us to be able to hook into, we hook into it. There's all sorts
voting.
of stuff. Do what?
There's voting now, so the system can
We
scale
already
over
have
like
voting.
really large audiences.
Yeah. Yeah, just tons of stuff. We've had some people test in. Everything's going pretty good with that. I think even some people in chat who are used it. So it's yeah, we're working.
Well, just be on the lookout for the streamer weekend, guys. 'Cause whenever they do streamer weekend, Alpha 21 is coming immediately after.
You know, that's kind of
Yeah, usually the next
for
week.
our main
Mhm.
topics that at least we had on our list.
What does
here.
they release? Tuesday or
and we did
Thursdays? I
good.
can't remember.
That's an hour and 45 minutes of talking about stuff.
Tuesday, I think.
Now we can do some questions if you all want.
So question
so
time, I
next
just
week,
skipped because I'm like, I don't
side
care about
news
these
will
dumbass
be-
questions they're gonna ask.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I want to see. I want to come back here. We skipped something.
middle. Potentially. I like your hat, Lathan. I can
Oh.
see your hat now.
thank you.
And so if I'm, well, yeah, I guess I don't need to announce myself. If you can pronounce our last name,
To Alpha 20. Well, it comes in whenever you go from Alpha 21 to Alpha 20 back.
This is what I want.
Keep this one thing in
Oh,
mind.
the fact
we
that
have
you
been
don't have to
doing a-
fucking make a new thing.
Yeah, they're coming out with a patch here.
Hmm.
That's basically a lead-in patch to 21.
Yeah, so you don't have to. You can still play your same game and everything.
Yeah.
closed test of the Twitch extension with.
Go ahead.
I never recommend doing that, by the way.
Oh no, I would start a new one anyway.
Yeah, even though they say that you can still carry over or whatever, it's never really a good idea, especially if you want to experience the new stuff. First of all, you won't have any of the new POIs; those aren't just going to appear in your new game, because your area is already built. So that's not going to change that. Functionality, the way everything functions might change, but the problem is with the new book system and the way that everything else has changed or whatever, it might be weird trying to level up, especially if you're already leveled up and stuff. That might be weird. So just take it with a grain of salt. Just because you can, don't mean you should.
Well, the leveling system itself would be so different that you're basically missing out on what the new game is.
Yeah, unless they just
But-
reset all of your skill points and you just have to like reallocate them.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, you didn't go through it as a level 1 in the new system, you know?
Yeah,
But more than that, 7 Days to Die is notorious for not actually working, even though they say it will.
exactly.
When you
especially
make
when
that switch.
when there's a new patch. Yeah,
Yep.
particularly in that instance. So just keep that in mind, guys.
Just a incremental build that's going to fix a bug that is coming to Alpha 20. Well, it comes in whenever you go from Alpha 21 to Alpha 20 back and forth. So during experimental. Anyway, keep going.
anyway,
Damn it, I missed
So,
when he said it was
let's-
coming. I think he said this coming Thursday.
Hmm.
Don't quote me on that, though, guys. All right, but anything else you wanted to talk about with that?
No, man. I mean, they covered most of it. That's just talking about the major changes and how we felt about it was my objective because I was hearing about them and I had gave my opinion. So naturally, you're the
Yeah.
person I'm going to be playing with.
Right. Most of
wanna
the
know how you
changes
felt.
I don't think are bad. Even the water one, I just think like, why?
Mhm.
So I Alpha 20, I was annoyed when we started because they did make it so much harder for food.
Hmm.
But once you figured that out, the game was just 7 Days to Die. I don't think there's anything in there that you and I can't figure out.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I feel like with the way the things are now, there's room for more optimization for
Oh, yeah.
players like us, you know? So that's what I'm excited about, just kind of getting back into the swing of things. Class building and base building. I want to see how they said they added new parts and stuff for base building, so we get to see all the new parts and stuff that they added for base building and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of room for experimentation and learning new shit and doing new stuff. So I'm excited. I'm kind of pumped. Although, tell y'all, man, Diablo 4,
Oh,
it's
can't
gonna
wait.
it's gonna have a grip on me for a while. So
Can't wait. Coming out 6/6. It's not that far away.
it's too far away from me.
Bullshit.
What happened, baby? Is it raining? Oh damn.
It's fucking hailing.
Oh, it's hailing.
Oh, we had that shit yesterday. Snowing here.
Oh, and she's just about to leave for work.
This motherfucking bitch ass city.
Hi, Squish.
Monkey says hi.
Hi. I hate this fucking city.
I'm so sorry she has to go through that. Yeah, me and Lady Monkey were looking out the window yesterday, and she's like, "What is?" I'm like, "That's hail, baby." And then today we got snow.
My wife is not happy right now.
Dude, it was 70 degrees 2 days ago.
I know. But I told Squishy, I'm like, look, my birthday's coming up, which means the
Yep.
weather's gonna be shit. Because it's never nice on my birthday. And she was like, oh, but it's been I'm like, no, babe, stop it. Just everybody try to encourage me every year. Somebody's like, well, maybe no. It is always bad on my birthday. Every year.
Your birthday is what, Thursday?
20th, yeah.
Yeah. Mine is
Yeah.
coming up on Saturday. We keep getting older, man.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
My
why.
body definitely knows that for sure.
Let's see, what is it? What is the forecast for Thursday? I don't know if my forecast goes that far ahead. Oh shit.
Uh-huh. Is it terrible?
I can't actually see Thursday, but Wednesday up here at least is the high is 33.
Hold on.
That's gonna be awesome.
Actually, wait. Apparently Thursday it's supposed to be like 80 degrees.
Well, there you go.
Huh. And
It'll be
there's
cold
like
as
no chance of rain or nothing.
It's gonna be cold as shit up here, but it'll be warm wherever the hell you are.
We'll see if it stays that way. This will be like seriously, this will be the first time in ever that I remember any birthday I've ever had has always been bad weather. So maybe I'll get a break this year. Who knows?
Maybe.
But anyway, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We definitely did. There's gonna be oh, sorry, Star. Yeah, you kind of came on the back end, but don't worry, the VOD will be up so you guys can watch the VOD if you need to. Also, too, Monkey, if you'd like, I'd like to have more conversations about video game topics and actually watching stuff. So like
absolutely.
Diablo 4 stuff, there's a lot of videos came out for that I'd like to watch and talk about, and just keep it non-political, which is what I've been going for right now.
Dude, I love video game talk, so anytime that I'm actually awake, I'm happy to.
Oh, show. Can you start over, says Star? No.
Sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, I'm
By
still
the
sick,
way,
so it was a miracle I got this done.
tell her happy birthday.
Is it Star? It's her birthday?
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Star.
it's Nuts' birthday. All right, dude, I am tired as hell. I'm gonna go to bed.
Same, I'm tired as fuck too. But my daughter ain't gonna let me go to bed, so.
I had 4 hours of broken sleep last night. I need to get my ass to sleep.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging out, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. definitely let us know what you think about content like this because I'd love to do it more often.
Absolutely.
Yep. But have a good day, everybody. I may or may not be streaming later on, depending on how I'm feeling, because I feel like gaming later on once I get some rest. But have a good one, everybody.
Wait, before we leave, I need to send a message to the fun pimps. Stop sucking at your game.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
I'll teach you if you need me to.
They play their own game like journalists.
Oh my god, they're so bad at it. So bad. Thank God
Don't
for
worry.
God mode.
They're not watching this anyway.
I know.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Oh man, I'm hungry.